Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Gao Wu, the Clone Thunder Dragon, I Electrocuted the School Beauty. Chapter 41. The scenes outside the city have already been seen by the people in the city. After all, this is an absolutely inevitable problem. Now let everyone know that it is more appropriate to wait until the vicious beast rushes into the city and be caught off guard. The ferocious beasts of Wuyang and Wuyang are extremely ferocious. The entire sky above Zhongcheng was enveloped in an extremely dull atmosphere. The Lord of Zhongcheng Military, Director of the Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau. The two patriarchs of the Zhou family and the Wu family. There are 4 people in total. They are the 4 top warriors in Zhongcheng. They are guarding the 4 directions of Zhongcheng at the moment. They are full of energy and blood, which is quite terrifying. The screens on the street are also playing various exciting songs, fierce battle scenes, and triumphal songs. The Beast Management Bureau, the military, and civilian warrior organizations. Even the resident warriors in the city, under the official leadership, began to stand on the city wall to resist the charging beasts. Ho 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 ho, buzz buzz, buzz buzz. Various roars continued to sound, and ferocious beasts of various sizes were all heading towards Zhongcheng, so terrifying. There are ferocious beasts that are 4 to 5 meters tall, more than 10 meters tall, or even hundreds of meters tall, covering the sky and the sun. Their faces are full of ferocious roars and murderous intent. In the sky, there are countless birds and ferocious beasts, fluttering their wings and flying high. Their wings are as sharp as alloys and can easily chip away at the concrete of buildings. The double claws are extremely sharp. It only takes one easy dive to send away a powerful warrior. For a while, countless ferocious beasts roared all over the periphery and in the sky above Zhongcheng, and began to attack the city. The underground city defense artillery is activated. The Tianyu anti-aircraft gun is activated. On the city wall, countless defensive artillery drilled out from below, automatically aiming at the ferocious beasts that came to attack the city, and madly outputting cannonballs with terrifying power. Bang bang bang. Only dull explosions could be heard one after another. In front of the 4 city walls, a large number of artillery fires continued, and countless ferocious beasts flew with flesh and blood. The cannon fodder beast at the front was seriously damaged. However, they still did not stop their footsteps like a flood, charging towards the city wall crazily, causing the ground to shake. The warriors on the city wall had a look of solemnity and a look of death in their eyes. Ho 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 ho, the ferocious beast roared. Countless broken limbs and broken arms flew into the air, and a large amount of flesh and blood was broken. It was so miserable and terrifying. Finally, still, the first ferocious beast rushed in front of him. Its claws were extremely sharp, and it immediately clasped onto the bricks of the city wall, and quickly climbed up towards the city wall. A rhinoceros that looked like a hill also rushed towards the city wall with the team, and instantly crashed into the city wall. There was an earth-shaking loud noise, and a huge gap was opened in the city wall. A large number of ferocious beasts poured in, and countless warriors rushed below to fight with the ferocious beasts. Several powerful warriors were wearing battle armor and holding alloy weapons, and they were killing the ferocious beasts below. The air was filled with a strong smell of blood. A large number of ferocious beast body parts were mixed with human corpses. The Tianyu anti-aircraft guns roared and roared. Cannonballs continued to pour out, killing the raptors and beasts in the air. The ground defense anti-aircraft guns on the city wall were also venting their anger. The whole world began to become dark. Ho 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 ho. A ferocious black-haired giant ape roared and instantly rushed in front of a human warrior, tearing the warrior into pieces with terrifying force. Blood and internal organs flowed all over the floor. The black-haired giant ape let out a proud roar, punching his chest with both fists, and his face was full of excitement and excitement. Aha! A warrior wore battle armor. His body turned into a stream of light, a cold light flashed in the air, and a sound of breaking through the air was heard. Then he saw the ferocious beast being split into 2 halves in an instant. A large amount of blood and internal organs flowed out of its belly. The 40-level beast let out a roar and swung its sharp claws towards the warrior who opened his belly. The pain in his stomach made his whole body go limp and he fell directly to the ground. A large amount of blood began to flow all over the ground. But then, a large number of ferocious beasts stepped on the corpse of this ferocious beast and rushed into Zhongcheng. There are many warriors in Zhongcheng. But there are more ferocious beasts, so we can only use the help of artillery fire and some weapons in the city. Even so, there were too many ferocious beasts for the warriors to guard against. Many ferocious beasts had already begun to rush into the city and began to attack the people in the city unscrupulously. Ho 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 ho! A dire wolf rushed into the community, and a large number of people in the community were killed. They were trampled under the feet of the dire wolf and bitten mercilessly. Sister, I'm scared, I'm scared. A girl who looked to be only 3 or 4 years old was hiding in the arms of a young girl, shivering. The two were hiding under the bed at home, shivering. Shish. The young girl also had a look of fear on her face. Her slender legs were trembling slightly, but she pretended to be calm and shushed her sister to stop talking. Bang! The next moment, the bedboard was instantly trampled to pieces, and a huge white claw appeared in front of the young girl. She could even smell the clear smell of blood from the claw next to her. The sister in her arms widened her eyes and was about to scream in fright. The little girl hurriedly covered her sister's mouth, and at the same time covered her own mouth with one hand to prevent herself from making a sound. Stab! The white wolf claws were withdrawn, and then the footsteps were heard gradually disappearing into the room, echoing in the stairwell, and finally there was no sound at all. Call! The little girl took a long breath and slowly released her sister's mouth, finally escaping. Tien. However, just when the little girl thought she had escaped disaster, a scarlet wolf's face instantly stuck out from the hole in the bedboard that the white wolf had just smashed into pieces, with a humanized and sinister smile on its face. It turns out that the one that just came up was not a wolf at all. Instead, 2 wolves. Ah! The little girl let out a scream, the smell of blood filled the room, and flesh and blood flew everywhere. Dad, you are so old, what are you going to do? A middle-aged man hurriedly stopped his 70-year-old father, with a look of worry on his face. What? Of course, to kill the ferocious beast. The old man looked at the ferocious beast that was killing the people, his eyes turned red and said, I am also a soldier, so I should protect the people. Get out of my way, you be *********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** decades, and with your old bones, there is no way you can beat those ferocious beasts. The son said eagerly. Roll. The next second, the old man kicked his son over with a kick, and there was a hint of murderous intent in his eyes. The veteran was still as good as before. The voice was loud and loud. Zhangcheng, Tianying camp, Centurion, Zhao frame, fight. Tian. The old man was holding an alloy spear, the tip of the spear emitting a sharp cold light, and he was killing a ferocious beast in front of him with steady steps. Son, you and I are soldiers, and we will be soldiers forever. It is our duty to protect the country and the people of Zhangcheng. The vicious beast enters the city, as a soldier. You must die in front of the people, not behind them. That is the greatest shame for a soldier. Zhangcheng's fight against the ferocious beasts was extremely brutal. A large number of warriors died in battle. The ferocious beasts continued to pour in like a tide. If it were not for the help of technology to prevent it, it would have been unable to sustain it. Several top warriors. They also threw themselves into their own battles, which were extremely brutal. Yanggu County. Li Qingshan is still hunting monsters, and every beast above level 40 is constantly being easily suppressed by Li Qingshan. Even, a beast that reached level 45 has been suppressed. Finally, Li Qingshan discovered the Beast King located in Yanggu County. Howling Moon Red Wolf. More than 200 meters tall, it really looks like a towering hill, with a ferocious aura that fills the sky. There is even a scarlet horn growing above the head. He is a true Beast King. Breathing like thunder, the 55th level Beast King is an absolutely terrifying existence even among Beast King. Li Qingshan just glanced at it and left quickly. The current self is not an opponent yet, so he must improve quickly. Fortunately, this is Yanggu County. There are enough ferocious beasts for him to suppress and kill. Time flies. 1 day, 2 days. Li Qingshan accumulated a lot of energy and blood, and the numbers on the panel began to beat. Consumption of 20 trillion energy and blood. The main body is upgraded to a level 42 warrior, and the clone is upgraded to a level 42 ferocious beast. Consumption of 40 trillion energy and blood. The main body is upgraded to a level 43 warrior, and the clone is upgraded to a level 43 ferocious beast. Consumption of 8 billion energy and blood. the main body is upgraded to a level 44 warrior, and the clone is upgraded to a level 44 ferocious beast. This day, up and down Zhongcheng, the whole city mourned. At the top of Zhongcheng's martial arts, the head of the Zhou family fell and the southern wall fell. Warriors were urgently dispatched to support. Li Qingshan was killed in Yanggu County, and he continued to engage in leapfrog battles. After each leapfrog battle, he was able to get very abundant energy and blood. For example, now, if you kill a level 47 ferocious beast, you can get 200 billion qi in blood, which is enough to directly advance to level 44. The military's search and rescue team finally arrived in Yanggu County in a hurry after several attacks by animal tides, and received orders to find the surviving people in Yanggu County once they were found. Immediately escort him out of Yanggu County and go to Changxi, the nearest city to Zhongcheng. Today's Zhongcheng is no longer safe. To come back is to die. Captain, a distress signal has been received. There is still the last group of search and rescue transmission signals in Yanggu County. There are probably dozens of people, but they are in the hinterland of Yanggu County. A search and rescue team member pointed to the distress signal channel sent by the survivors on the tablet in his hand. Used by survivors, it should be just a simple distress signal. Only when the distance is relatively close can you find that the other party is asking for help. Any official organization will be equipped with a set of such search and rescue aircraft when going out. Go in. The search and rescue team leader frowned and said. Go right in, Captain, we haven't investigated the situation in Yanggu County yet. If we go in directly, would it be too risky? One of the team members frowned. Stop talking nonsense, go in for search and rescue now. After sending these people to Chong City, we can come back to defend Zhongcheng. If we continue to waste time, the defense of Zhongcheng will be none of our business. The search and rescue team leader said with a hint of perseverance in his eyes. Good. The other team members nodded and agreed with this statement, and dozens of people immediately put on their battle armor and rushed towards Yanggu County. He easily eliminated a large number of low-level monks around him. They found out when they entered the city. Some of the powerful ferocious beasts that were supposed to exist in the city actually did not appear. It was extremely empty. It seemed that there were no terrifying ferocious beasts in the entire inner city of Yanggu County. This made the search and rescue team leader and several others a little confused. Captain, why do you feel something is not right? In the entire Yanggu County, there are not even a few ferocious beasts above level 30. Is it possible that all the ferocious beasts in Yanggu County have been withdrawn? This is a good thing for us, but don't take it lightly and be careful. Yes. Several team members nodded to each other and continued to rush towards the location of the distress signal. Captain, that's not good. Beast. At this moment, the warrior at the front who was responsible for scouting and clearing the way immediately stopped and stood on a building, pointing at a ferocious beast in front of him and saying in horror. What level? Immediately afterwards, the search and rescue captain and others also rushed up and asked. Before the warrior responsible for the formation could speak, the other search and rescue team members had already discovered the ferocious beast lying on the ground resting in front of them. However, they had been awakened at this moment and slowly opened their scarlet eyes. The scarlet horn above the head exudes the aura of death. So scary. The huge body is like a hill, and terrifying energy and blood power emanates from the body. At this moment, he was staring at this group of search and rescue team members. The huge body slowly stood up, causing the surrounding ruins to shake. Several search and rescue team members felt a wave of instability under their feet, and their faces turned pale. Beast. Beast King. The 56th level Beast King, Xiaoyu Red Wolf. Several search and rescue team members were a little confused and couldn't believe that everything they saw in front of them was real. The fierce and ferocious atmosphere even frightened several search and rescue team members to the point where their legs became weak and there was a look of despair in their eyes. Captain, it's over, it's over. How come the Beast King appears here? Now we are in trouble. The Beast King has discovered us, let's go, let's go. It's useless, you can't get away. However, even if you die, you should die with dignity. The search and rescue captain's body was trembling slightly. As a 40-level warrior, he had no power to resist when faced with a 56th level Beast King. Even the courage to draw the sword must be worked hard to accumulate. Only then did he reluctantly pull out the alloy sword. The search and rescue team of several people had a look of death in their eyes. If you encounter the Beast King today, you will definitely die. Ho ho ho. However, just when the search and rescue team felt that they were certain to die, a black shadow that covered the sky suddenly appeared in the sky, and its voice was low but full of suppression from the blood. The search and rescue team members all looked into the sky. When they saw the ferocious beast in the sky, everyone's eyes widened and their mouths opened wide. Somewhat unbelievable. Dragon. It's a dragon. A dragon appears in the sky. A dragon that only appears in legends. Pure-blooded horned dragon. That's right. In the sky, a real pure-blood horned dragon appeared. Its terrifying figure reached 3,000 meters, and the feeling of oppression was overwhelming. That's right, after Li Qingshan's extensive hunting efforts in the past few days. The thunderstorm horned dragon finally evolved successfully and became a pure-blood horned dragon. This is the real Eastern dragon. It is not a problem to go to the sky and the sea, but it is the true supreme among beasts. Now, the pure-blooded horned dragon was entrenched in the air, stabilizing its body. It simply stayed there. The blood suppression emanating from its body made a group of people in the search and rescue team feel their breathing suppressed, and they even couldn't help but want to kneel down and crawl. A ferocious beast. Since when did dragons become a ferocious beast? It's too scary. It's such a big size. I'm afraid it's no match for even more powerful ferocious beasts. After all, size has a certain advantage. Look, there seems to be a young man standing on top of this dragon's head. What? How is it possible for a mortal to ascend the dragon's head? That seems to be a real person, and it also has a very strong aura. To control the dragon, we don't seem to have such a terrifying person in China, right? This is incredible. A young man controls a dragon. If there was such a figure in China, he would have been widely publicized by the authorities. Judging from the appearance of this man, it seems that he is not a foreigner. He should be one of our compatriots. Kneel down. Why are my knees suddenly weak? I really knelt down. A group of search and rescue team members looked at Shenlong and Li Qingshan in the sky. They felt that the blood in their bodies was suppressed and they couldn't help but crawl to the ground. Their eyes were full of horror and disbelief. Now, the pair of scarlet eyes of the Xiaoyu red wolf were also staring at the dragon in the sky. There was actually a hint of retreat. That's right. When this 56th level ferocious beast faced the 50 level pure blood-horned dragon, it actually wanted to retreat and wanted to escape from this place. This is the 56th level beast king. Even among the ferocious beasts, he is still the true king who dominates one side. He is more than 200 meters tall and nearly 600 meters long. Of course, in front of the pure-blooded horned dragon, the size is a bit small. The level of strength is 4 levels higher than that of a pure-blood horned dragon. This is a huge gap and a mountain that is difficult to climb. But when facing a pure-blooded horned dragon, this howling moon-red wolf actually wanted to retreat, because it had never seen such a creature in the air. It could stay in midair without wings. The most important thing was that the blood in its body seemed to be suppressed to a certain extent. There was some natural panic in my heart. This gave rise to the idea of retreat. The huge body couldn't help but take a step back and let out a low roar, which was very threatening. Ah, no. This moon-whispering red wolf actually retreated. As the Beast King scared. The energy and blood in that dragon seems to be only level 50, right? It's incredible that Xiaoyu Red Wolf can directly suppress Xiaoyu Red Wolf and retreat. Could it be said that this is the suppression of the blood of the species? This situation exists among ferocious beasts, such as lion and tiger type ferocious beasts, which are ferocious beasts transformed into some rabbits and goats. They have natural blood suppression, but this effect is not obvious to us. Today I finally understand that bloodline suppression can be so powerful. It turns out that it's not that the bloodline suppression effect is poor, it's that the bloodlines of other ferocious beasts are just too rubbish. Only this true Eastern dragon has a truly terrifying bloodline. This dragon is so terrifying. What about the young man standing on the dragon's head? Hiss. The search and rescue team members couldn't help but take a breath of cold air, and the look of horror on their faces could hardly be suppressed. So handsome. Now, open the system panel. Subject: Li Qingshan. Body length: 20 centimeters. Strength: level 52 warrior. Qi and blood: 1 trillion, 4 trillion. Talent: SS level. Innate abilities. Thunder Blood, Thunder Hammer, Thunder Shadow 3000 Diseases, Thunder Domain, Thunder Dragon Armor, Thunder Punishment. Already obtained the Pure Blood Horned Dragon talent, Thunder Punishment. Doppelganger. Pure-blooded Horned Dragon. Body length. 3000 m. Strength. Level 52 Ferocious Beast. Chi and Blood. 1 trillion, 4 trillion. Talent. SS level. Level 61 can evolve into a 5-clawed Ceratopsian, and the evolution route has been determined to be a 9-clawed Thunder Dragon, the Ancestral Dragon. Contractor. Phoenix Larva. Name. Su-Bai Porridge. Strength. Level 1 Warrior. Talent. SSS level. Provided daily. 1 Chi and Blood Point. Open Phoenix Divine Body after level 10. Now, he has advanced to become the 50-level Battle King, and his clone has also successfully advanced to become the 50-level Ferocious Beast. In the entire Yanggu County, any ferocious beast with some strength could not escape his clutches and was completely wiped out by him. He even gained a new innate martial skill, Thunder Punishment. As for the effective use, it is not yet known. Later. Instead, he could try it in front of the Beast King in front of him, and his clone had successfully evolved into a pure-blood horned dragon. Pure-blooded horned dragon. It can be regarded as a complete step into the ranks of ordinary dragons, but the 3-clawed horned dragon is at the bottom of the dragon family. The next step in evolution is the 5-clawed Ceratopsian. Once it evolves into a 5-clawed Ceratopsian, it will be considered a real rise. Both talent and strength will increase a lot. For example, on the dragon robes of ancient emperors. What is embroidered as the 5-clawed dragon? 5-clawed dragon. He is a true king of Tyrannosaurus. I just don't know what kind of talent I will be rewarded with in my next evolution. Moreover, as his avatar continues to evolve, his talent has successfully advanced from the rubbish D level to the SS level. I don't know if I can get any special physique after advancing to the SSS level. After all, the most talented person is the SSS level, followed by various terrifying physiques, such as Wang Qingqia's Golden Crow Holy Body. I don't know to what level Wang Qingqia will be able to improve his level in a month. Hee. A disdainful smile appeared at the corner of Li Qingxian's mouth. In his mind, the scene of himself being crazy about Lightning King's tea seemed to have emerged. When Xiaoyu Red Wolf saw Li Qingxian's mocking expression on the pure-blooded horned dragon, he thought it was mocking him, and there was a fierce light in his pupils. Facing the pure-blooded horned dragon, Xiaoyu Red Wolf did feel the suppression from his bloodline, but the suppression in his realm made him quickly regain his confidence. My realm level is much higher than that dragon's. What's there to be afraid of? Today, this moon-whispering Red Wolf is about to complete the feat of slaying a dragon. Ho 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 ho. Immediately afterwards, Xiaoyu Red Wolf let out a roar. The sound shook the sky, and swept towards the surroundings, seeming to summon his men. Really, as the voice fell, 2 equally loud roars came from a building not far away, and 2 huge figures stepped towards this place. He is nearly 200 meters tall and has a huge body. It's just slightly smaller than this Beast King. But, he is also the King of Beasts. Moreover, there were 2 Beast King level moon-whispering red wolves with overwhelming murderous intent. They formed a triangular shape and surrounded the pure-blood horned dragon in the air. Level 54. The 2 howling moon red wolves are both level 54 beastmasters, 2 levels lower than the strongest howling moon red wolf in front of me. But, even if it's 2 levels missing, he is also a beast king, and his strength is 2 levels higher than that of a pure-blooded horned dragon. For a while, the atmosphere at the scene solidified instantly, and a strong murderous aura continued to brew in the space. Beast King, 2 more Beast King. The members of the search and rescue team pointed at the 2 red wolves that reappeared, their eyes widened, and their faces were filled with horror. In a small Yanggu county, 3 Beast Kings actually appeared. Those 2 moon-whispering red wolves seemed to be female moon-whistling red wolves, right? 2 females. I didn't expect this level 56 Beast King to be so happy. Li Qingxian, who was on the pure-blood horned dragon, did not expect that there were 3 Beast Kings here. It seems, the information about the previous group of killers was also inaccurate. There were clearly 3 Beast Kings, but they said it was 1 Beast King, or did they find 1 Beast King and then hurriedly retreated, not daring to come any closer, so they said there was only 1 Beast King. At the beginning, the deputy director also told him the same thing. Still say, did the other two beast kings come later? It's not impossible. No matter what, the current situation is not the time to consider such things. No matter when he showed up. Dry. That's it. The pure blood horned dragon let out a low growl and growled, soared in the clouds, and killed one of the 54th level moon whispering red wolves. The huge body covers the sky and the sun. The whole body shone with rich destructive power, and let out a dragon roar that shook the sky. It was full of pressure, and its claws seemed to be coming across the long river of time. It was vigorous and powerful, capable of catching all big horrors. As for Li Qingshan, then he directly killed the 56th level ferocious beast to delay time. Thunder Dragon Armor. Thunder Hammer. 3000 Diseases of Thunder Shadow. Field of Thunder. Thunder Punishment. At this moment, Li Qingshan was full of firepower, and his body was dressed in dragon armor transformed from thunder. It was simple and old, but full of the vicissitudes of time. At a glance, you can tell it's extraordinary. At the same time, one hand held the thunder hammer, hundreds of meters of thunder hammer, and a large number of lightning intertwined together, exuding strong explosive power. The body turned into a series of afterimages on the spot, and the speed was extremely fast, and it killed the 56th level beast king in front. Ho ho ho. Seeing this, the 56th level beast king also let out a low roar, exuding a strong killing intent, and charged towards Li Qingshan. Beast King versus War King. On the verge of breaking out. Thunder Punishment. Boom. Then he saw dark clouds in the sky, standing above the head of the 56th level beast king. Countless thunders were constantly intertwined in the dark clouds, condensing the most terrifying thunder power. Even this level 56 beast king. After feeling the change above his head, the wolf's face showed a humanized look of confusion. Why was there still a dark cloud following him? What this beast king didn't expect was, this dark cloud not only follows me, but also attacks me. Crack. There was a crisp sound, and a thunderbolt fell from the sky, instantly landing on the body of the red wolf of the roaring moon. It was numb all over. It ran too fast, and lay down in front of Li Qingshan like a dog chewing shit, in a miserable state. And this time, Li Qingshan's thunder hammer has already landed on Xiaoyu Red Wolf. Bang bang bang. A series of dull sounds continued to sound, and large areas of the Xiaoyu Red Wolf's body were scorched, but wherever it was hit by the thunder hammer, a terrifying thunder penetrated. It stings terribly. It was as if the muscles were being torn apart. Ah! Xiaoyu Red Wolf let out a roar and quickly got up from the ground. His scarlet eyes showed hatred, and he slapped Li Qingshan hard with his terrifying claws. Bang! Li Qingshan swung the thunder hammer and collided with Xiaoyu Red Wolf's sharp claws, making a dull explosion. A huge force came and his body flew backwards for more than 10 steps. As for the howling moon Red Wolf, he didn't feel how powerful Li Qingshan was, but the key was that the terrifying thunder power of the thunder hammer made his claws go numb and he immediately lost his strength. The body overturned. At this time, above the dark clouds in the sky, a terrifying thunder of punishment fell again. My whole body was numb again. Li Qingshan came to kill again. In addition, in Li Qingshan's thunder field, the electric arcs that exploded from time to time were packed with destructive power, making the Xiaoyu Red Wolf miserable. Li Qingshan's goal is not to kill this Wolf King. No need. It's simply not necessary. He was just here to delay time, because the real killing move was actually his own clone. Pure-blooded horned dragon. This War King is so powerful. A 52nd level War King can actually fight against a 56th level Beast King. Yes, it's a bit fierce. Am I not awake? Doesn't it mean that the higher the realm, the greater the gap? This already spans 4 levels. I wonder which genius of our human race is this. The members of the search and rescue team hurriedly turned on various video equipment, recorded all the battles in front of them, and prepared to take them back to report. Certainly, it was with the consent of the human youth in front of them, otherwise they would never dare to mess around. Finally, the pure blood horned dragon killed a level 54 howling moon red wolf and began to devour it. The other howling red wolf kept attacking the pure blood horned dragon, but never thought about it. The pure-blooded horned dragon soared directly into the clouds and mist, flew into the air and began to devour, leaving only the other female howling moon red wolf roaring below. Swallow a level 54 ferocious beast. The main body will gain 3 trillion chi in blood, and the clone will gain 3 trillion chi in blood. After devouring a howling red wolf, the pure blood-horned dragon then killed the last level 54 Xiaoyu red wolf. It didn't take long. The second level 54 Xiaoyu red wolf was killed, and a system prompt sounded in his ears again. Swallow a level 54 ferocious beast. The main body will gain 3 trillion chi in blood, and the clone will gain 3 trillion chi in blood. Consumption of 4 trillion energy in blood. The main body was successfully upgraded to level 53 War King. The clone was successfully upgraded to level 53 Beast King, and the body length grew to 3,500 meters. The next moment, the auras of Li Qingshan and the pure blood-horned dragon increased rapidly, directly rising from level 52 to level 53. Li Qingshan, who was already a little unsustainable, was in a state of embarrassment. The situation was reversed, and Li Qingshan showed a murderous intent in his eyes. Finally, it's over. Level 56 Beast King, today is your day of death. Li Qingshan and the pure blood-horned dragon appeared opposite Xiaoyu Red Wolf. Level 56 Beast King versus Level 53 War King plus Level 53 Beast King. The sudden increase in strength of Li Qingshan and the pure blood-horned dragon was also keenly noticed by the search team below. It seems like the strength has become stronger. Temporary breakthrough. Breakthrough in battle. This is simply exclusive to geniuses. I have such a genius in China. Why are we still afraid of vicious beasts? Are we still afraid of invasion from foreign countries? It's so scary. I'm afraid this War King is not very old. He will definitely be able to grow into a being above the god of war in the future. I'm really on my knees. Ah. After discovering that the strength of Li Qingshan and the pure blood-horned dragon had increased, Xiaoyu Red Wolf turned around and ran towards the distance without thinking, causing the ground to shake. He is a Beast King at the 56th level. Unexpectedly, a 50-level Battle King could not be captured quickly. Now this Battle King has directly improved his strength in battle and entered the 53rd level. That's all. The Beast King feels that he can still fight. And he is confident that he can take down the human being in front of him. But never thought about it. 2 of his female Beast Kings were actually strangled by the dragon, and the dragon actually broke through to the 53rd level of Beast King. 2 against 1. Xiaoyu Red Wolf felt that he was definitely no match. If he didn't run away at this time, would he stay and wait to die? Ho ho ho. The pure blood-horned dragon let out a roar, and immediately led Li Qingshan towards the pure blood-horned dragon in front of him, and bursts of whistling could be heard in the air. Running on land. Where can you fly faster in the sky? He quickly caught up with the Beast King in front of him. His powerful claws like a rock stretched out and easily grabbed the body of the Red Wolf from the ground into the air. Xiaoyu Red Wolf let out a howl, and the terrifying dragon claws pierced directly into Xiaoyu Red Wolf's spine, unable to move, and kept flying into the air. The other 2 dragon claws began to tear Xiaoyu Red Wolf's body apart. Ah! Xiaoyu Red Wolf let out bursts of howls, but in the end it was difficult to pass the pure blood-horned dragon's home attack. His body was soon torn into pieces, and he stuffed it into the dragon's mouth, devouring flesh and blood, plundering energy and blood, and feeding himself and Li Qingshan back. Swallow the 56th level Beast King. The main body will gain 10 trillion chi in blood, and the clone will gain 10 trillion chi in blood. Consumption of 8 trillion chi in blood. The main body's strength is upgraded to level 54 Warrior, the clone's strength is upgraded to level 54 Beast King, and the length of the clone's body increases to 4,000 meters. After devouring the Beast King Xiaoyu Red Wolf, Li Qingshan and his clones all grew into level 54 Beast Kings and truly entered the ranks of Zhongcheng's strong men. Are the 3 Beast Kings just gone? Too strong. Incredible. The faces of the search and rescue team members were full of horror. They looked at Li Qingshan, who was coming from a distance to fight the dragon. They were in awe, with a look of admiration on their faces. Are you the search team coming to Yanggu County this time? Li Qingshan stepped down from the dragon head and asked. Yes, we are search and rescue team members from the military who came to search for survivors. The search and rescue team leader immediately nodded in agreement and continued, I wonder who the senior is. You don't need to know my identity. Li Qingshan waved his hand and continued, is there any clue? Several search and rescue team members looked at each other, and finally the search and rescue team leader nodded and said, Yes, the location has been determined, but they were blocked by the Beast King just now, so they didn't have time to rescue. Oh, Li Qingshan was overjoyed and continued. Why don't you go look for it quickly? Yes, several search and rescue team members looked at each other, then hurriedly ran towards the location according to the position on the search and rescue device. Less than 10 minutes later. Sure enough, survivors were found in a ruins. Including his father Li Tijun and mother Shen Yu. Qingshan, why are you here? Li Tijun was in a very embarrassed state, with gray hair and dirty face, staring at Li Qingshan in surprise. Qingshan, the ferocious beast outside the city is terrifying. Are you injured? Shen Yu hurriedly walked to Li Qingshan and checked Li Qingshan's body to see if there was any injury. Several search and rescue team members looked at each other again. He said with a confused look on his face, fathers and mothers of these two masters, it is thanks to your sons that we were able to rescue you this time. Perhaps you hiding in the ruins don't know that it was your son who killed the 3 beast kings here, so that we could come in to search and rescue them. Otherwise, not only will you be killed here, but even we won't be able to escape. Kill 3 beast kings, his own son. After the search and rescue team member finished speaking, Li Tijun was slightly startled for a moment, then opened his mouth wide and said with exaggeration and disbelief on his face, how is this possible? Qingshan, didn't you just go to college? It's only been a few days, how can I beat the Beast King? Or 3 of them? Li Tijun couldn't believe it. Shen Yu next to him couldn't believe it even more. The colleagues next to Shen Yu and Li Tijun also looked at Li Qingshan with confused and shocked faces. This kid, everyone knows it. After all, he is the child of a colleague, and everyone has talked about it. I just started my freshman year at Martial Arts University this year. How is it possible to kill the Beast King? Is that a mistake? Dad, in fact, my talent is not D-level at all, but an unknown physique, so my strength has improved rapidly, and now I am a warrior at the king level. Those 3 beast kings just now were indeed killed by me. The era of our Li family will come again. Li Qingshan's eyes flashed with perseverance and he spoke. Is he now the king of war? In a year or two, wouldn't it be possible to break through to the realm of God of war? Oh my God! Li Tijun looked at his son up and down, the look of shock still on his face. At the same time, I was extremely excited. It seemed as if I could see that the Li family would once again reach its glorious moment, and all this would be under the leadership of their own son. Li Qingshan smiled and said nothing more. But 1 or 2 years to become the god of war is too long, this is not what I want. Set yourself a goal. When you compete with Wang Qingxia, you will become the god of war. Lao Li, your son is really promising. He complained to us before that his son is just the most ordinary D-level talent. In the future, he will be mediocre like you in the future. Now it seems that you and your wife have hidden it well. Ah. Qingshan, do you remember me? I hugged you when you were a child. I didn't expect that after not seeing you for so long, you are already the king of war. Time flies so fast. The younger generations are all promising. Lao Li, congratulations. Shen Yu, congratulations on your good son. His parents' colleagues all opened their mouths to congratulate him, their faces full of envy. Since everyone is safe, I think we should set off immediately and send you to the nearest Changshi. The search and rescue captain spoke. Send to Changshi. Li Tijun was slightly startled and said, why don't you go back to Zhongcheng? The beast tide is attacking Zhongcheng. The news we got is to send you to Changshi and then go back immediately to support Zhongcheng. The search and rescue team member said. Beast tide. After the survivors around them looked at each other, their expressions changed drastically, with faces full of shock and fear. Everyone knows very well what the beast tide is. After all, the beast tide does not happen once, but happens frequently. Every time it happens, it is a huge disaster for the people in the city. Once Zhongcheng falls, in the whole city, no one will survive, and everyone will be killed by the minions of the ferocious beasts. One person in the city will die directly. Although Chinese warriors are very strong, but the area of China is also very large. There are countless cities like Zhongcheng, and powerful warriors all need to guard something, and there is no time to help. Today's China is better than the China in my previous life. It must be at least 10,000 times larger. 9/10 of the area is occupied by ferocious beasts, but the remaining 1/10 is also extremely huge. All of a sudden, everyone fell into a haze and contemplation. Many survivors became emotional and asked several times to return to Zhongcheng. Because Zhongcheng has their families. Zhongcheng is their home. If all their family members are killed by vicious beasts, even if they survive, they will live in pain. Including Li Tijun and Shen Yu. Because in Zhongcheng, there are also Li Tijun's brothers and sisters, as well as Li Qingshan's uncles and aunts. My eldest uncle, second uncle, fourth uncle and aunts are very good to my family. It can be said, it was through mutual support. They are all in Zhongcheng, and even his mother's relatives and 3 uncles are also in Zhongcheng. Don't worry, after I send you back to Changxi, I will go back to rescue my uncles, aunts, and uncles. We should rush to Changxi as soon as possible. Taking a car is too slow. Let's ride the dragon, Li Qingshan said. Riding a dragon. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, a look of doubt appeared on the faces of several people present. Riding a dragon? Riding what kind of dragon? Crack. Li Qingshan snapped his fingers and heard a dragon roar. A monstrous dragon flew from a distance, and its huge body landed behind Li Qingshan, even without actively releasing its breath. But the terrifying sense of oppression also made everyone at the scene feel depressed. Is this a dragon? All of a sudden, the survivors' eyes widened, and they were even more shocked than when they heard the news that Li Qingshan had broken through to the Battle King level. Dragon, this is a legendary creature. I didn't expect that he would appear in front of everyone like this. It's really incredible. Everyone was stunned. Qingshan, this. Li Tijun pointed at the pure blood-horned dragon behind Li Qingshan, and his tone of voice was a little unsteady. Yes, this is my beast. Everyone, hurry up and climb on the dragon's body and head to Chong City so that I can return to Zhong City to support you. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, everyone was shocked as they climbed onto the dragon's body and felt the scales on the pure blood-horned dragon's body. The look of horror on their faces was still uncontrollable. Oh my God, incredible. It's really incredible. Unexpectedly, I would be honored to see a real dragon in this life. Forget it. Actually, you are still lucky enough to be able to ride on a dragon. And all this. Naturally, it is all thanks to Li Tijun's son that everyone is so honored. The pure-blooded horned dragon is incredibly fast. In just half an hour, everyone was sent from Yanggu County to Chong City, telling the search and rescue team leader that they did not need to leave and would stay here to take care of their parents and others. The search and rescue team leader agreed. Don't dare to disobey. After all, it is better to leave oneself and others to take care of the survivors than to leave Li Qingshan to take care of them. Li Qingshan also wanted to go back to support. There are several main reasons. The first reason is that the ferocious beasts in the beast tide are so fierce that it is simply a carnival moment between himself and the pure-blooded horned dragon. Devouring a large amount of flesh and blood, plundering qi and blood. I believe that the strength of myself and my avatar can be further improved. The second reason, there are indeed many of his relatives in Zhongcheng, such as his eldest uncle, second uncle, fourth uncle, sister-in-law, uncle, etc. If Zhongcheng falls, these people will not escape death. If these relatives are the best relatives, they like to take advantage, bully and ridicule their own family. Then I wish they were all finished. It's a pity that they are not such relatives. Instead, they help each other in everything. In times of crisis, if you have the ability. Naturally, we cannot sit idly by and do nothing. The third reason, saving all the people in Zhongcheng will become his greatest achievement in the human world, and it will be of endless use to him in the future. Immediately, Li Qingshan drove the pure blood-horned dragon and killed him towards Zhongcheng. Now, Zhongcheng was filled with blood, and a large number of warriors were involved in the battle. Various ferocious beasts and human body parts were scattered everywhere on the streets, and many concrete buildings collapsed. The top martial artist of the Wu family fell. Within Zhong City, 2 God of War warriors had fallen, and half of the warriors in the city had been killed or injured. It could be described as extremely tragic. At the same time, kill 2 beast gods. The director of the Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau and the army commander, Lord, are trying their best to resist the remaining beast gods, but they are already at the end of their strength and cannot hold on for long. Support, when will the support arrive? There was still blood at the corner of the army commander's mouth, and the alloy sword in his hand landed heavily on the back of a raging iron rhinoceros, making a dull sound, but it only briefly broke through the outermost defense. Angry Sky Iron Rhinoceros roared. A pair of iron hooves were already heading towards the army commander, and bursts of sonic booms were heard in the air at an extremely fast speed. This angry rhinoceros is no longer an ordinary rhinoceros. Instead, he is able to stand directly on his lower limbs, so both his flexibility and combat power have greatly increased. Wherever the iron hooves go, no one can stop him. Even the commander of the army, who is also the god of war. He didn't dare to defend himself forcefully. The power of the beast god is so terrifying. Report to the commander-in-chief. Chengxi and other nearby cities are also haunted by beast gods. Don't dare to act rashly. Come to support. The demon city has urgently dispatched 2 gods of war and 20 war kings to come to support, but it will take time because these 2 war gods and war kings need to be recalled from the East China Sea defense line first. The liaison officer immediately made contact, and the liaison officer's voice came from the earphones in the armor, but the army commander said angrily, "When the troops are mobilized to support, the entire Zhongcheng will fall." Director of the Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau. He also heard the sound coming from the headphones, and he couldn't help but frown, and a solemn look flashed across his face. They both already knew it. This moment, they are sure of one thing. Zhongcheng, no support. It was too late to temporarily transfer people from the East China Sea. The journey was far away, and Zhongcheng was bound to be trampled by ferocious beasts. The 2 gods of war were bound to stay in the city and perish. Because these beast gods will never allow a war god to escape. A fatal situation. Now, it is placed in front of him. Whether it was the director of the Fierce Beast Management Bureau or the commander-in-chief of the army, they all felt extremely heavy at this moment. Do you want to tell the whole city? The director of the Beast Management Bureau contacted the army commander while fighting a 6-armed demon ape in front of him. We can't let them die in confusion. They have the right to know. Tell them. No one can escape, but before dying, they can pull 2 ferocious beasts on their backs. It's not a loss, the army commander said firmly. Okay, I'll give the order right now. The director of the Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau nodded and immediately began to notify the liaison officers to prepare to send information throughout the city. Zzzz. This moment, all over the city, all public loudspeakers, televisions, mobile phones and other large screens all had live broadcasts popping up. Dear citizens of Zhongcheng, I am honored to inform you of the news. Zhongcheng, no support. The beast tide in Zhongcheng can only be resisted and dealt with by oneself. Maybe we can't win this battle, but at least we can die with dignity. Of course, maybe, we can win this battle. When he said this, even the official personnel of the live broadcast lost much confidence and continued, the people of Zhongcheng have the right to know the situation they are facing today. Except for the official personnel, they can choose to resist or not. Everyone, see you tomorrow. Or, see you in the underworld. When the news was broadcast, the whole city was in an uproar, and the atmosphere of terror and depression deepened again. A sense of despair arose in the hearts of a large number of ordinary citizens. There are even many warriors. The same is true. Zhongcheng, is there really no support? A young warrior listened to the news coming from the communicator, a look of confusion flashed across his face. There is a dark cloud hanging over my heart. What nonsense. When the beast tide comes, don't hold out hope of surviving. How many cities have you seen that can survive the beast tide? Just do it, kill him. Next to him, a middle-aged warrior yelled angrily, holding an alloy-long knife and charging into the tide of ferocious beasts again. A large amount of blood spattered, so powerful. Kill, kill, kill. The young warrior also gritted his teeth and roared, wearing battle armor and holding an alloy-long knife. He entered the battlefield with a look of perseverance in his eyes. But soon, the middle-aged warrior was overwhelmed by the tide of ferocious beasts. The corpse was torn apart by ferocious beasts and was covered with stumps. It was extremely miserable. In a residential house, the faces of the family of 3 were full of despair. They were ordinary people and had no resistance to this kind of war. Once the warriors in the city were defeated, they would only die. Mom, Dad, are we going to die? The little girl lay in the arms of her parents, looking at the couple with a pair of innocent eyes. No, We will definitely survive. Mom and Dad will definitely protect you. There was a look of determination on the man's face, and he hugged his wife and daughter's hands a little tighter. Mom, Dad, don't change the hook. The little girl stretched out her finger and looked at her parents innocently. This moment, the men and women were slightly startled, and some did not dare to reach out, because they knew that they might not survive this time. This girl, who had just been born and had not seen the beauty of the world, was about to fall into a deep sleep forever. The couple felt that this was an extremely cruel thing for their daughter. Final. A man must still have the courage to hook up with his daughter. It's just that the man's fingers are trembling. Half a minute later. Mom and Dad, if we die, can we still be together? For Zhongcheng warriors, they can choose to die with dignity and die in front of vicious beasts. But for ordinary people, all that is left for them is to wait for death. 3 major battalions, fight to the death and never retreat. 3 battalions, fight to the death. Fight to the death. On the city wall, a group of military warriors were already covered in blood, and even the alloy swords had a lot of gaps. But his fighting spirit is still high. The defenders of the underground city were venting their last fury, and the warriors of the army were burning their last lives. Retreat. Where to retreat? Behind us is our home, our parents and our children. Behind, it is the lights of thousands of families that they protect. If they retreat, what will happen to the ordinary people in the rear? Even if you die in battle right now, I will never retreat. Because they are not only warriors, but also soldiers. The blood-soaked military uniforms became the most dazzling thing on the city wall. Sacrifice is the honor of a soldier. Kill me. A level 40 warrior from the 3rd Battalion roared angrily, slashed through the sky with the alloy sword in his hand, and instantly slashed the head of a ferocious beast. Blood spurted out, and the scene was extremely bloody. Careful. At this moment, a companion quickly spoke to remind him, but it was too late, and the claws of a vicious beast tore open the warrior's chest. Blood and internal organs flowed all over the ground. The air is filled with the smell of blood. Ahem. The warrior coughed dryly, looked at his torn body, turned his head, and showed a wry smile. Immediately, there was no sound at all. Little stones. Ah, ferocious beast, fight, fight. A high-pitched roar sounded. The warriors from the 3 camps had scarlet eyes and killed them with long alloy knives. Now, Li Qingshan was stepping on a pure blood-horned dragon, looking at the tide of ferocious beasts in front of him, with endless killing intent flashing in his eyes. Here we go. Swallow to your heart's content, plunder to your heart's content. Li Qingshan patted the head of the pure blood-horned dragon, jumped down, and entered the battle. Ho ho ho. A black-haired ape let out an angry roar, slapped its chest with both fists, and charged towards Zhongcheng ahead crazily. However, there was still a long way from Zhongcheng when he was swallowed directly into his mouth by a bloody mouth. His eyes fell into darkness and he had no idea what was happening. Next, I just felt numb all over my body, and a sharp sting came from me. The flesh and blood of my body seemed to be pricked by needles. Unfortunately, my whole body seemed to have lost control, and I couldn't even make a roaring sound. The body was destroyed by thunder and entered the digestive system of the pure-blood horned dragon. That's right, the pure-blooded horned dragon doesn't even need to kill the beast before devouring it. It's just a huge mouthful. A large number of ferocious beasts were swallowed into the mouth, and the power of thunder swept across. All the ferocious beasts in the mouth were electrocuted, and then they were swallowed into the abdomen and began to be digested. Swallow a level 10 ferocious beast. The main body will gain plus 170 points of vitality and blood, and the clone will gain plus 170 points of vitality and blood. Swallow a level 18 ferocious beast. The main body will gain plus 4,000 points of vitality and blood, and the clone will gain plus 40,000 points of vitality and blood. Swallow a level 36 ferocious beast. The main body will gain chi and blood plus 10 billion, and the clone will gain chi and blood plus 10 billion. Swallow a level 46 ferocious beast. The main body will gain plus 10 trillion chi and blood, and the clone will gain 10 trillion chi and blood. Swallow a level 28 ferocious beast, and the body will gain blood. On the edge of the beast tide, a large number of pure blood horned dragons were swallowed up. With a body length of more than 4,000 meters, it was simply a huge beast, especially when the dragon's mouth was opened, it was hundreds of meters long. The bodies of some ferocious beasts are only a few dozen meters tall. Every time it opens, a large amount of energy and blood were plundered and fed back. Consumption of 16 trillion energy and blood. The main body was successfully upgraded to a level 55 War King, and the clone was successfully upgraded to a level 55 Beast King. Consumption of 32 trillion energy and blood. The main body was successfully upgraded to a level 56 War King, and the clone was successfully upgraded to a level 56 Beast King. An ice-armored crocodile king, covered with white skin. The hard skin is like armor, nearly a kilometer long, and it is considered a giant among ferocious beasts. It is also a level 59 Beast King. The being who was about to become the beast god flicked his tail and easily smashed the towering city wall in front of him into pieces. A large number of bricks and stones flew around, and a huge gap appeared. The bodies of the warriors on the city wall were flying around, and their corpses were hit by the terrifying shock wave and decomposed directly, turning into flesh and blood all over the sky. It was so cruel. A large number of ground defenses were destroyed. There are not enough War King warriors among the human warriors, and there is no one to deal with this Beast King. Not to mention, this is still a 59th level Beast King, who is about to become a beast god. Where is it so easy to deal with? But in the blink of an eye, hundreds of warriors died under the monstrous tail of this ice-armored crocodile king. A Beast King has appeared in Nanchang. I can't resist it. I can't resist it. A warrior looked at the monstrous beast in front of him and hurriedly reported. No support. Please handle it yourself. However, the helpless voice of the liaison officer came from the liaison device. No support. It was already expected. Brothers, we won't have any support this time, but without support, it doesn't mean we can let this vicious beast do evil and behave randomly. Kill me, kill this ice-armored crocodile king in front of you. Ho ho ho. However, just as these thousands of warriors were preparing to gather together to deal with the Beast King in front of them, they suddenly heard a low roar of a dragon roaring from the front. All the warriors were slightly startled and looked behind the ice-armored crocodile king. A divine dragon several kilometers long appeared in front of everyone out of thin air, soaring into the clouds and flying towards this place quickly. Look behind the ice-armored crocodile king. Is that a dragon, or am I just blinded? Dragon. How can there be a dragon? Isn't this a legendary creature? Are there really dragons in the world? Look at the top of that dragon's head. Is there a young man standing there? Walking on a dragon. He looks so handsome. I just don't know if they are enemies or friends. A large number of warriors on the city wall looked at Li Qingshan riding on top of the dragon's head and spoke one after another. Roll. The 59th level ice-armored crocodile king can already speak simple human words. When he becomes a true beast god, he will be able to fully understand the language. But now, I can only barely speak some simple words. Like rolling, snort, you little crocodile, how dare you speak frankly about me in front of my dragon? Kill. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, the pure blood-horned dragon roared and killed directly towards the ice-armored crocodile king below. The pressure brought by the body of more than 4,000 meters was extremely powerful. Li Qingshan is not idle either. The thunder and electricity blood in his body suddenly burst out. Holding a thunder hammer and wearing a set of simple armor, he killed the ice-armored crocodile king below. Thunder Shadow 3000 diseases. The body left a series of afterimages on the spot. The speed was extremely fast, only the arc and the afterimages remained in the same position. Field of Thunder. A terrifying thunder field was formed directly around it, and arcs containing destructive power were beating. A ferocious beast below level 40. After encountering the electric arc beating in the field, it was instantly annihilated. Even many ferocious beasts with levels over 40 could not escape death. Directly a group attack. Within a radius of 10 miles, there is no grass growing, and all the ferocious beasts are extinct. Hammer of Thunder. The intertwined thunderbolts directly grew to more than 200 meters, and they hammered hard at the ice-armored crocodile king in front of them. The arcs in the air exploded and flashed, and the destructive force came towards them, overwhelming and terrifying. Ho ho ho! The ice-armored crocodile king roared, and whipped Li Qingshan with his broad and thick tail. This is the ultimate move of the ice-armored crocodile king. It was enough to smash the thick walls of Zhongcheng directly, and bursts of sonic booms were heard in the air. Bang! Li Qingshan's thunder hammer collided with the ice-armored crocodile king's tail, erupting with a terrifying force, and the aftermath of the thunder swept around. Flying sand and moving rocks are so annoying. A large number of corpses of ferocious beasts, concrete rubble and other objects were swept away directly. Even the warriors standing on the city wall hurriedly used their energy and blood to resist. Fortunately, they were far away, so they were not affected by the horror of the aftermath, impact, resulting in serious injury. Evenly matched. That's right, Li Qingshan, a level 56 war king, was evenly matched with a level 59 beast king. From the perspective of the warriors on the city wall, this is definitely the case. But the real situation is that Li Qingshan was only attacked by a powerful force, but it was not serious. The thunder hammer in his hand was ready to attack again. The ice-armored crocodile king's tail seems harmless. But the thunderous power of power has invaded the body, causing damage to the flesh and blood in the body, and severe pain constantly harassing this beast king. There was a flash of fear in Li Qingshan's eyes. At this time, the pure-blooded horned dragon had also come to kill it. The ice-armored crocodile king also attacked with a swing of its tail, without using its big mouth to bite the pure-blooded horned dragon. But he never thought that the tail would be caught directly by the dragon claws. The sharp dragon claws directly pierced the armor of the ice-armored crocodile king, which is said to be indestructible, and dragged the body of the ice-armored crocodile king into the air. The pure-blooded horned dragon is over 4,000 meters tall. The ice-armored crocodile king is only over 1,000 meters tall, and there is a huge difference in size between the two. Coupled with the bloodline suppression of pure-blooded horned dragons. Although the realm level is lower than that of the ice-armored crocodile king, the attack parts on the body are naturally stronger than the ice-armored crocodile king. After being caught in the air, the other two dragon claws began to tear at the armor and flesh of the ice-armored crocodile king, and soon the flesh and blood were blurred. A large piece of flesh and blood was directly torn off, and was thrown into the mouth and swallowed alive. A lot of energy and blood begins to feed back. The ice-armored crocodile king let out bursts of screams, but could do nothing to the pure-blood horned dragon. On the city wall, looking at the pure-blood horned dragon that easily suppressed the ice-armored crocodile king, everyone's eyes widened, full of fear and shock. This dragon is really powerful. It can actually catch the beast king in the air and kill it. Once the ice-armored crocodile king is caught in the air, he will have no advantage at all. Now it seems that this dragon is on our side in Zhongcheng, which is great. A very strong war king. At level 56, he can fight against level 59. If he grows up in the future, it will be incredible. This war king doesn't seem to be very old, right? He seems to be only 18 or 19 years old. When the soldiers on the city wall saw this, they all spoke. Ho 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 ho. The ice-armored crocodile king let out a low roar, kept struggling, and used its mouth full of fangs to bite the pure-blood horned dragon in the air. It's all just fearless resistance. It was impossible to hunt the divine dragon in the air. Instead, as the divine dragon continued to tear it apart, a large amount of flesh and blood from its body was filled into the divine dragon's air. Until there was no sound. Pawn, swallowing the 59-level beast king, the main body will gain plus 80 trillion chi in blood, and the clone will gain 80 trillion chi in blood. Consumption of 64 trillion chi in blood, the main body successfully increased its strength to level 57 War King, and the clone successfully increased its strength to level 57 Beast King. After devouring the ice-armored crocodile king here, Li Qingshan did not stop at all, and directly began to search for the Beast King, because it was too slow to devour ordinary ferocious beasts. I think I still have Zhongcheng's liaison device, right? Li Qingshan immediately put on the communicator and connected to Zhongcheng's public channel. At this moment, the channel is full of voices asking for help. Unfortunately, everything is falling and there is no way to help. Section 24 in the north of the city is asking for help, we can't hold it any longer. Section 76 in the east of the city is asking for help. It can no longer hold up. The Beast King appears here. We are asking for help in the 12th section of the west of the city. There is a serious shortage of manpower. There is a serious shortage. In Section 21 of the east part of the city, the entire army has begun to be destroyed at this moment, and no one is a deserter. Ahem, hello, colleagues, I am currently at Lot 18 in the south of the city. Where is the Beast King in the nearest lot to me? Please let me know as soon as possible. I will go and deal with it immediately. I will go and deal with it immediately. Dear colleagues, I am currently at lot 18 in the south of the city. Where is the Beast King in the nearest lot to me? Please. Li Qingshan stopped after shouting twice in a row, because someone was chatting privately at his window that there was a Beast King nearby. What happened just now? Someone is looking for the Beast King to hunt. Is he so powerful? God of War. No, there are only 2 gods of war left in Zhongcheng now. If they are gods of war, they must be busy with their own affairs. They definitely cannot be gods of war. It should be a war king, right? But the voice is very young. Can you guess it? Hey, it's just a fantasy before you die. Don't pay attention to it. Nowadays, every location is tight. Where can we find people? What you said is true. It's good to be able to defend your own area. Why is there still room for a warrior at the level of a war king? Brothers, I'm afraid I won't be able to hold on here anymore. It's an honor to fight side by side with you. It's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor. 5 minutes later, the Beast King in Lot 20 in the south of the city has been successfully cleared. There are still areas around where the Beast King is intruding. Please chat privately as soon as possible. Just then, Li Qingshan's voice entered the public channel again. In the public channel, there was silence at first. I am Zhang Pingji, the person in charge of Lot 20 in the south of the city. The Beast King in Lot 20 in the south of the city has been eliminated. The experts who came to support are very strong and they are also from our Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau. Brothers nearby will report as soon as possible. Immediately afterwards, the person in charge of Lot 20 in the south of the city immediately spoke up. Zhang Pingji, are you telling the truth or lies? The Beast King over there should be a level 56 one, right? Was he killed just like that? Is there really a master? It's a pity that it's in the south of the city. It would be great if it was in the west of the city, hey. Being able to free up a war king is of great significance to us. 3 minutes later, I am the person in charge of Lot 22 in the south of the city, Zhao Mei. The Beast King here has been killed by the Master Brothers just now. Please ask the brothers nearby to privately chat with the ID just now and clear out the Beast King near the north of the city as soon as possible. Another voice came into the public channel. Ah, it's so fast. Zhao Mei, what is the realm of the Master Brothers? How many levels of warriors are they? Level 57, but very strong, and has a dragon as a master beast. Dragon? What? Are you kidding me? Where did the dragon come from in this world? It is a legendary beast. The dragon is really a dragon. I can testify to this. I am Chen Pingji. Chen Pingji said, is it true or not? Are you 2 guys joking? Is there really a dragon? Did you take a video and send it for us to look at? Level 57, it only takes a few minutes to travel. How come you got rid of the Beast King there so quickly? Are you 2 practicing? It's definitely not a drill. The Master Brothers have already gone to the next place. You will probably get the news soon. Then let's wait. Wait a minute, be smart, the ones nearby have already reported their location. 4 minutes later, I am the person in charge of Lot 23 in the north of the city. I prove that what the 2 persons in charge just said is true. The Master Brothers are indeed very strong. In the lot I am responsible for, the Beast King has been successfully cleared. I can barely do it next. It's a fight, and there really is a dragon. The next person in charge of the lot spoke up. Is there really a dragon? Brothers, masters, we have already privately discussed the location. I have 2 Beast Kings here. They are about to lose their support. Come and provide support. Brother Master, I can't hold on anymore. I've already discussed the position privately. I'm still a female warrior with long legs. That's too much. Why are you so seductive? Are Brother Masters so fierce? It's so strong. That dragon is so strong. It strangled the Beast King directly and didn't even have a chance to resist. What happened in the public liaison room naturally reached the ears of the 2 gods of war. Military Commander. The guy who dealt with the Beast King is from your Beast Security Bureau. Director. I don't know. Everyone is already in position, and they can deal with the 57th and 58th level ferocious beasts, and deal with them very quickly. It seems that there are only a few in our Fierce Beast Management Bureau. Bar. Military Commander. The ID is here, let your information department check it. Director. Okay. 5 minutes later. Commander-in-Chief of the Army. It's been so long, have the results come out yet? Director. It's out, just a little unexpected. Military Commander. Accident, what accident? Director. Li Qingshan, freshman, member of the Beast Management Bureau, 18 years old. Military Commander. Let's check again. Are you drunk? Director. The reason it took so long is because I asked people from the Ministry of Information to check it 7 or 8 times. The Commander-in-Chief of the Army. How is this possible? Are you kidding me? You are 18 years old and it is not even a month since the first year of college. How is it possible that you have the strength of a war king? Director. Let me remind you, most of the beast kings can be killed. Many beast kings outside the city have been killed by this person. Military Commander. How is this possible? It must be a big shot who has assumed his identity, right? Director. I've thought about this too, and asked the previous people in charge who helped deal with the Beast King. I asked for the video to show to the Information Department for comparison. It is indeed this person, Li Qingshan, and a legendary dragon. This moment, the Commander-in-Chief and Director General of the Army were all lost in thought, and their hearts were already filled with turmoil. Military Commander. If it is true, tell this person to leave Zhongcheng immediately. His survival is more important than his death. The #1 genius in China is nothing more than that, right? Director. It's just as I thought, we've sent someone there. However, the #1 genius in China may not be like this, if there is nothing fishy about it. The Commander-in-Chief of the Army. If you are not the god of war, you will not be able to influence the situation after all. There must be something fishy in it, but it doesn't matter. Even if there is something fishy, it won't be very watery. This person really shouldn't have perished in Zhongcheng. Director. Even the god of war, not a high-level god of war, can hardly affect the situation at hand. I am afraid that you and I will perish today. Now, consumption of 128 trillion qi in blood, the main body's strength is upgraded to level 58 War King, and the clone's strength is upgraded to level 58 Ferocious Beast. Consumption of 256 trillion qi in blood, the main body's strength is upgraded to level 59 War King, and the clone's strength is upgraded to level 59 Ferocious Beast. Looking at the information on the panel, I still have some energy left before I can break through level 60 and become a true god of war. Before level 61, the evolution will be completed and you will get the 5-clawed Ceratops. 5-clawed Ceratops, even among Shenlong, it is not considered to be at the bottom. The combat effectiveness will be more powerful. From now on, he has completely entered the ranks of God of War. I thought I was given a month's deadline, but I didn't expect to achieve the breakthrough so quickly. Li Qingshan, leave Zhongcheng quickly. Just then, a war king hurried over, looking at Li Qingshan riding on the dragon and urging him. Chapter 51. Leave Zhongcheng. Why is this? Li Qingshan rode on the head of the pure blood-horned dragon and frowned slightly. I am still a little worse. You can let the pure-blooded Ceratopsian break through the 5-clawed Ceratopsian. How can you be willing to leave at this moment? This is what the 2 gods of war mean. Your Excellency is gifted. He is a rare genius in China. He should not have died here. If you keep the Green Hills here, you won't be afraid of running out of firewood. When you become stronger in the future, come and avenge us. The war king in the army continued to urge, Brother Li, please leave Zhongcheng. I see. Li Qingshan nodded and said immediately, go back and tell the 2 gods of war that I will not leave Zhongcheng. Okay, I'm going to continue to help clean up the Beast King. You can leave quickly, or go and help defend the city. Don't waste time. The words fell. Li Qingshan immediately drove the pure blood-horned dragon and left. The war king who came to inform Li Qingshan frowned when he saw Li Qingshan's retreating back, and for a moment he didn't know what to do. Director. Li Qingshan is unwilling to leave, and he must live or die with Zhongcheng. The Commander-in-Chief of the Army, don't you know how to keep Qingshan here? Aren't you afraid of running out of firewood? It's hard to be a genius. It would be a pity if he died in Zhongcheng. Director. Respect his personal choice, but if you and I meet, we should still dissuade this person from leaving Zhongcheng. The Commander-in-Chief of the Army, I don't know how long you and I can hold on. I'm not afraid to tell you that I can't hold on anymore. The number of these beast gods is too large. I can't support them anymore. You and I, as well as Zhang Chang, can't hold on anymore. To be completely trapped here. Consumption of 512 trillion energy and blood. The main body successfully advanced to become a level 60 warrior, and the clone successfully advanced to become a level 60 ferocious beast. Finally entered the God of War realm. At this moment, Li Qingshan could clearly feel that his perception and the strength in his body had become stronger. Next, it will take another 1,000 trillion before the pure-blooded horned dragon can complete its evolution and become a 5-clawed horned dragon. The 5-clawed horned dragon is actually a 5-clawed dragon. Continue to clean up the Beast King. Next, the Beast King was dealt with faster, and what Li Qingshan did naturally attracted the attention of the beast. The old Beast King, covered with amethyst stone scales, roared and saw one of the female beast gods galloping in the direction of Li Qingshan. Crack! With a dull sound, Li Qingshan and the pure-blood horned dragon took action together and successfully killed a level 59 Beast King and began to devour it. Successfully swallowed a level 59 Beast King, the main body gained chi and blood plus 170 trillion, and the clone gained chi and blood plus 170 trillion. You are so brave, you dared to wreak havoc and kill the Beast King of our tribe. Just when Li Qingshan was about to move to the next place, a human voice suddenly came from the distance. The voice seemed to be a female voice. Beast God. At this moment, the soldiers on the city wall tightened their hearts and looked towards the distance. An atmosphere of fear instantly enveloped the surroundings. The Beast God has arrived. Now there's trouble. The eyes of Li Qingshan and the pure-blood horned dragon also looked in the direction where the distant sound came from. Level 63 Beast God. There was a murderous intent in Li Qingshan's eyes. Killing him should be enough to complete the evolution of his pure-blood horned dragon, right? This is the only thought in Li Qingshan's heart. What is said in the book is indeed true. The Beast God can speak human words, but I don't know if he has the IQ of a human being. Li Qingshan looked at the blazing lion god with fiery red hair in front of him, like a scorching flame, and said, "Lioness, what is 8 plus 1? Humans, kill my beast clan. Today, you dare to insult the intelligence of this beast god. This beast god will kill you right away." The words fell. A majestic force of energy and blood burst out from the body, and the originally clear sky was instantly dyed half-red with energy and blood, making it as vast as the sea. It seems to be able to mobilize the power of heaven and earth. Ho 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 ho! The blazing lion god roared, and the terrifying and angry sound swept towards the surroundings, majestic and terrifying, shocking the soul. There was even more flying sand and rocks around the body. The soldiers on the city wall felt dizzy for a while. Some weak warriors bled directly from their orifices, fell to the ground and twitched, and were even shocked to death. The power of the beast god. It's so terrifying. With one step forward, the ground collapsed and cracked in all directions like a spider web, which was extremely terrifying. Li Qingshan is a beast god. You cannot resist it. Get away quickly, retreat quickly. Just then, the voice of a war king came from behind again. It was none other than the war king who had just come to dissuade him. Li Qingshan turned around, glanced at the war king, and said with a trace of disdain on his face, "It's just a beast god. Today, he will be punished." Li Qingshan, don't show off. The war king showed anxiety on his face, and he hurriedly connected to the director of the Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau and said, "Director, it's not good, Li Qingshan is going to kill the beast god." What? The next moment, the director's explosive voice came from the liaison, "This kid is crazy. The beast god and the beast king are two completely different creatures. Go and stop him." "Director, I am no match," War King said with a hint of helplessness in his tone. "Not an opponent." Forehead. This. The director's frown deepened. Now he is also entangled by the beast god, unable to escape at all, and may even be in danger of falling at any time. The same is true for military commanders. We have to find a way, then Li Qingshan can't die so easily. "Director, I have applied many times, so Li Qingshan is not willing to accept private conversations with you from the information department." In the earphones, the voice of the information department liaison officer came next. "That is a real beast god. Can this Li Qingshan be his opponent?" In Zhongcheng, except for the 4 gods of war, we have never heard of anyone being the opponent of the Beast God. After all, the Beast God and the Beast King are two completely different creatures. The power of the Beast God is enough to rule the world. Brothers, masters, if you lose, retreat quickly. You are still young, there is no need to die here. A warrior stood on the city wall, holding an alloy sword tightly in his hand, and shouted to Li Qingshan, who was standing on the pure blood horned dragon. Ha ha, kill this beast. Li Qingshan laughed wildly, thunder and electricity blood poured out from his body, and the realm of thunder opened wide. Thunder dyes half the sky. Competing with the energy and blood of the Beast God, the battle of gods. The thunder dragon armor exudes a smell that transcends this world, as if it has come through a long river of time, and contains great terrifying power. The void is immortal and the dragon armor is indestructible. The thunder hammer in his hand reached 1,000 meters, and was held by Li Qingshan in one hand. It's really like the arrival of the god of war, invincible. Ho ho ho. The pure blood-horned dragon also roared, and the majesty of its bloodline from the dragon clan was crushed towards the blazing lion god in front. The originally ferocious blazing lion god's aura instantly began to wane. This blazing lion god was also shocked. I really don't understand. Why are my momentum and the energy and blood in my body being suppressed? Could it be that the creature in front of him has the bloodline? Is it already so powerful that it is so terrifying? Even the beast god will be suppressed. Tiantan. Li Qingshan's body disappeared instantly, leaving only afterimages and electric arcs flashing in the air. After the blazing lion god entered Li Qingshan's thunder realm, his already sluggish aura dropped again and again. The arcs jumping around him were flashing with dazzling blue light and destructive power. This caused the hair of the blazing lion god to explode. Whoosh! A terrifying whistling sound came, and then a 1,000-meter-long thunder hammer on Li Qingshan was struck hard, and whistling sounds were heard in the air. The blazing lion god is locked. With no way to hide, he directly waved the lion's claws to resist Li Qingshan's thunder hammer. Bang! The thunderstorm exploded, and the terrifying thunder directly passed through the chi and blood defense of the blazing lion god, penetrated into the flesh and internal organs of the body, wrapped in terrifying destructive power, and began to destroy the body of the blazing lion god. Ho ho ho! The blazing lion god let out a scream and roar. He never expected that the thunder on Li Qingshan's hammer would be so terrifying. Directly penetrates chi and blood. Can't imagine. In the past, it's not like the blazing lion god has never seen a beast with the thunder attribute, and he has even fought against a beast with the thunder attribute. But the thunder power of those thunder attribute ferocious beasts cannot penetrate the energy and blood defense of ferocious beasts of the same level. Even if it can penetrate the energy and blood defense, the damage caused is minimal. The human warrior in front of him was different. His strength is obviously 3 levels lower than his own, so why can the power of this thunder penetrate his own energy and blood defense? A look of horror flashed across the face of the blazing lion beast. However, at this time, there is not much time to shock the blazing lion god. The pure-blooded horned dragon has already come to kill it, with a length of more than 7,000 meters, covering the sky and the sun. Those powerful dragon claws, able to break through all defenses, it's like the arrival of an ancient god. The power of the beast god cannot be disobeyed. Ho ho ho! Seeing this, the blazing lion god had no choice but to use his trump card, spraying out a mouthful of beastly fire towards the pure blood-horned dragon. Once the ferocious beast becomes the beast god, they will have more extraordinary power and no longer simply rely on blood and physical battles. This is why it is said that the beast god and the beast king are completely two creatures. Breathing fire, spitting water, releasing poison, wind evil, attracting thunder, spiritual attacks and even hardening the body, you name it. And the talent of this blazing lion god. It's fire breathing. As soon as the scorching flames came out, the terrifying temperature swept towards the surroundings. The ground that had been reduced to coke by the power of the thunderstorm was now swept red by the flames. That's right, the earth turned red, like glowing red-hot iron. Countless low-level ferocious beasts, directly burned to ashes by this scorching power, a large number of ferocious beasts began to flee crazily towards the distance. And this power, it was heading directly towards the pure-blooded horned dragon. Even the warriors on the distant city wall felt a billowing heat wave coming towards them at this moment. Quickly circulate qi and blood to resist. I was shocked. Is this the power of the beast god? How scary. Shenlong, can you stop it? It's over now. The King of War looked at the scene of the battle ahead, especially the beast fire spouted by the blazing lion god, and felt in a daze. Because under this heat and power, if it were myself, they will be killed instantly, and how long can Li Qingshan and Shenlong hold on? China's #1 genius, is it going to wither like this? Reality, it's so frustrating. Boom, a large amount of hot beast fire fell on the dragon's claws, drowning and burning it. There was excitement in the eyes of the blazing lion god. Not even dodging. That's it. Then burn it completely to ashes. Tien. But the next moment, in the beast fire, the powerful dragon claw had already rushed out of the beast fire and landed on the lion's mouth of the blazing lion god. The sharp dragon claw directly closed the mouth of the blazing lion god tightly. Can't move. A lot of blood shot out. Immediately afterwards, another dragon claw of the pure blood horned dragon was directly clasped on the back spine of the blazing lion god. The tough claws could not even be blasted away by cannonballs, and the powerful claws penetrated easily, causing blood to spurt out. Woo! The blazing lion god wanted to scream, but found that the lion's mouth was caught by the dragon's claws, and there was no time to even scream. He just kept struggling in place. There was fear and horror in his eyes, and he really couldn't understand why his beast fire didn't cause any harm to this ferocious beast. Ha ha! Li Qingshan laughed wildly and couldn't help but laugh. Don't you know that dragons are naturally immune to bullshit, thunder, fire, ice, and all other elements? Ha ha! You're such a fire beast, you're not even as good as a golden crow, and you still want to roast a dragon. How ridiculous. This moment, the blazing lion god was completely controlled by the two dragon claws of the pure blood-horned dragon and was caught in the air. The other two dragon claws began to tear the flesh of the blazing lion god. Large pieces of flesh were torn off and thrown into the pure blood in the mouth of the horned dragon. You were so arrogant just now. Shouting, the beast god cannot be disobedient. Now, it has appeared in the mouth of the pure blood-horned dragon, and will soon be digested, and then turned into dragon dung. What's the situation on Li Qingshan's side? How long can it last? I'll find a way to escape from the battle in front of me and go over to support immediately. The voice of the director of the Beast Management Bureau suddenly reached the ears of the War King, who was watching the battle here, and he said anxiously. That director, you should not come. The War King looked at the battle in front of him and said in an extremely calm voice. No need to come. After King Zan finished speaking, the director became a little excited and said hurriedly, what's going on? But something happened to Li Qingshan. What on earth are you doing? Don't you know that Li Qingshan is the future of China? Even if you die there, you shouldn't let Li Qingshan die there. When he dies, there is nothing left. If you die, he will avenge you. Director, Li Qingshan is not dead and nothing happened. The King of War agreed very much with what the director said. Genius is the future of China. Especially geniuses who have not yet grown up should be well protected. After they have fully grown up, they will also protect other geniuses who have not yet grown up. Only this way, only then will China continue, and only then will mankind's fire be kept alive. This is why, the reason why more than 90% of the living space on Blue Star has been robbed by ferocious beasts is still able to survive. Not to mention, he is still a retired soldier and martial artist, and he later joined the Beast Management Bureau. As a former soldier, guard, it is my greatest glory. If possible, he would die in front of Li Qingshan and block life and death for Li Qingshan. But the key is, the blazing lion god was killed by Li Qingshan and the dragon together. The War King said calmly. This does not mean that this War King is not shocked inside, but that he has been shocked too much. I was completely stunned. 18-year-old god of war. The #1 genius in China may really fall on this young man. What? After the War King finished speaking, the director of the Fierce Beast Management Bureau was completely stunned. I couldn't believe what I heard was true. Hunting beast gods. An 18-year-old boy. If these two words are spoken separately, the director will understand, but if these two words are put together. What does the director think so awkward? How about playing? An 18-year-old boy hunts the beast god. The director is confused. There was already a storm in my heart. Director, Yes, the blazing lion god has been successfully suppressed by Li Qingshan and the dragon. Now we have left this area and are heading towards the next area. Do I want to follow? The King of War looked at Li Qingshan's retreating back, and said with a bit of shock in his voice, "It's quite fast, I guess I can't keep up." The soldiers and warriors in this area are numb. The War King is numb. The director was also numb. Soon, the commander-in-chief of the army also became numb. Compared to the director of the Beast Management Bureau, the military commander was obviously more shocked and incredulous. Is an 18-year-old boy so perverted now? Can they all hunt the beast gods? Military commander. Now I have a way to save Zhongcheng. Director. What can we do? Military commander. When Li Qingshan hunted the beast god, did he record any footage? Along with his personal information, he sent it directly to the Demon City. Director. What do you mean? The commander of the army. Yes, the 18-year-old god of war will be the #1 god of war in China. The terrifying existence that will guard China in the future. The Demon City can give up on Zhongcheng, but it will never give up on Li Qingshan. If the Demon City doesn't reply, then send to the capital. Director. Good idea, I'll ask about it now. 3 minutes later. Director. The battle video has been obtained. Next, I will ask the information department to send this video and information to the Magic City. Military commander. Whether Zhongcheng can survive depends on the reaction of the Magic City. Zhongcheng Information Department. Team member. Director, the information has been processed. Do you want to send it immediately? Director. Send. Team member. Yes, sent successfully. Magic City. One of the 3 largest cities in China, it is responsible for guarding a large number of coastlines and the sovereignty of some cities. After all, China as a whole is too big. But whether it's a magical city or a divine city, they all need to obey the highest orders from the capital, but the capital rarely issues the highest orders to these 2 cities. Magic City. It is definitely one of the most dazzling cities in the world. The entire city's exterior walls are all made of alloy. It can be said to be a city made of alloy, and a large number of buildings are made of alloy. The towering city wall is already close to 10,000 meters. Straight into the cloud. This is a world that took countless long years to build. Here, there is the most advanced technology in the world. Various smart aircraft. For example, Su Beizu's mother's meteor fighter can navigate into Zhongcheng by itself, attack and defend against ferocious beasts on its own, and is extremely fast. In a steel building complex in the Magic City, there are the most elite warriors and various talented staff in this world. The team member responsible for liaison with Zhongcheng took a long breath. In the next period of time, I may go on vacation, because the Demon City is about to be crushed by the beast tide, and not only the Demon City knows that there will be no support this time. The team members responsible for liaison between Modu and Zhongcheng also knew. Zhongcheng is coming to an end. What other documents should I send? The liaison officer sighed helplessly, but his professional instinct still made him click on the file. Inside is an introduction to a young man. The girl liaison officer looked at Li Qingshan's photo and thought it was quite pleasing to the eye. Then there were various information, and there was a video below, open it. Then, the girl was held captive for 3 minutes. Girl liaison officer. Sao. The girl liaison officer was shocked. An 18-year-old boy who rides a dragon and slays a beast. Zhongcheng. Zhongcheng has a genius. Team leader. Team leader. What are you doing making such a noise? A man in his 30s came over and watched the video replayed by the girl's liaison officer. 3 minutes later. Team leader. Director, can I show you a video? Director. Video, what video? Didn't you see it? I'm busy here. 3 minutes later. Director. Sao. The 3-minute video was quickly sent to the office of the Duke of the 9th branch of the Demon City Army. This is a middle-aged man with a serious attitude. Responsible for managing a branch of the Demon City Army. In China, the Lord ranks among the dukes of the country. It is the highest glory. Wearing an upright military uniform, he is carrying a few shining gold stars on his shoulders. His whole body exuded a terrifying aura of calmness and self-power, like an ancient ferocious beast that had not yet become angry, with endless pressure in every move he made. It can be said that he is above one person and below 10,000 people. One word. It is enough to control people's life and death. My lord, there is a video that you might want to watch. A marquis, also in military uniform, walked in hurriedly, holding a player in his hand and said, "This matter requires your signature." "Say it." Then he placed the tablet player in front of the Duke. "What happened? You still have to ask me to ask questions." The Duke frowned slightly and clicked on the tablet player to start playing the picture. Silence. 3 minutes. Immediately, he suddenly stood up from the chair, looked at the subordinate in front of him and said, "Junding, bring this young man to see me." "Yes." Marquis Junding nodded, hurriedly retreated, drove a meteor fighter, and sped towards Zhongcheng. Inside the office, the president of the 9th branch of the Mordu army, lord of the country, looking at the picture played on the tablet player, his eyes flashed with appreciation and excitement, and he murmured, "We have such a genius in China, so why not worry? 18-year-old genius. God really bless me, China. And this legendary dragon must also be a companion of this genius." Sure enough, geniuses are not simple. Now, Li Qingshan is still hunting ferocious beasts in Zhongcheng. Consumption of 1,000 trillion qi in blood, the body is upgraded to level 61 warrior, the clone begins to evolve, countdown is 3 minutes. The next moment, the body of the pure-blooded horned dragon began to change rapidly and grow. The first is that the body is larger. The dragon scales on the body became more and more dazzling, exuding the sacred aura of the ancient dragon clan. Dragon claws grow rapidly. 2 more emerged, turning into 5 dragon fingers, vigorous and powerful. The dragon head is also more majestic. The 5-clawed ceratopsian is much more majestic and more mysterious than the 3-clawed ceratopsian. There is an ancient atmosphere all over his body. The pure-blooded horned dragon is only the lowest 3-clawed dragon clan. Although it is a dragon, it is not worthy of mention at all. But, the 5-clawed horned dragon is definitely a backbone among the dragon clan. If placed in this world, he is simply a supreme being, and the blood in his body is even more terrifying. His natural blood suppression is enough to rupture the gallbladders and livers of many ferocious beasts. 3 minutes later, the evolution was successful. Open the panel. Open the system panel. Subject: Li Qingshan. Body length: 20 centimeters. Strength: level 61 warrior. Qi and blood: 100 trillion, 2000 trillion. Talent: SSS level. Innate abilities: Thunder Blood, Thunder Hammer, Thunder Shadow 3000 Diseases, Thunder Domain, Thunder Dragon Armor, Thunder Punishment, Dragon Dharma Appearance. Already obtained the 5-clawed horned dragon talent and the dragon clan's Dharma. Doppelganger: Pure-blooded horned dragon. Body length: 10,000 meters. Strength: level 61 beast god. Qi and blood: 100 trillion, 2000 trillion. Talent: SSS level. Level 71 can evolve into a 7-clawed thunder dragon, and the evolution route has been determined to be a 9-clawed thunder dragon, ancestral dragon. Contractor: Phoenix larva. Name: Su Bai Porridge. Strength: level 1 warrior. Talent: SSS level. Provided daily. 1 Qi and blood point. Open Phoenix divine body after level 10. System prompt: congratulations to the host clone for successfully evolving into a beast god and gaining a new clone choice. Please choose a new clone evolution direction. Box number 1, box number 2, box number 3. The next moment, 3 boxes appeared in front of Li Qingshan, each box represented a new clone. Cool, having a divine dragon has already benefited Li Qingshan a lot. If he gets another clone, his strength will definitely improve faster. At the same time, it will also feed back more energy and blood to yourself. Scatter the clone directly. Hunt separately. All he needs to do is wait for the energy and blood to flow back into his body. Just among these 3 treasure chests, which one should you choose? Select box No. 1. Choose successfully. Congratulations to the host for successfully obtaining the clone of Zhu Kunpeng. Avatar: Thunder Bird. Body length: 10 centimeters. Strength: level 0. Qi and blood: 0/1. Talent: D. You can evolve into a Thunderbird at level 11, and the evolution path has been determined to be Chaos Kunpeng, Zhu Kunpeng. The next moment, a small Thunderbird, only 10 centimeters tall, appeared on Li Qingshan's shoulder. It looked extremely young and fragile. This kind of little thing may not look bad now, but it can evolve crazily. The flesh and blood on your body is enough. Just devour it and that's it. Soon, I will add a new beast god. Next up, Li Qingshan began to lead the 5-clawed horned dragon to kill the beast king, while leading the little thunderbird to devour the flesh and blood. Consumption of 1 point of blood. The clone's strength is upgraded to level 1 ferocious beast, the main body has not been upgraded yet. Consumption of 2 points of blood. The clone's strength is upgraded to level 2 beast, the main body has not been upgraded yet. Consuming 1000 blood, the clone thunderbird successfully evolved into a thunderbird. Consumption of 1 million blood, divided into thunderbirds and successfully evolved into thunder eagles. Swallow a level 50 ferocious beast, and the clone will gain 700 billion chi in blood. Successfully evolved into a thunder eagle. Successfully evolved into a dapeng. His second clone is constantly evolving, and now it has evolved into a roc, fluttering its wings and flying high, with a body length of 3000 meters, and a hunter's aura, which is so terrifying. Now, the Beast King is already hard to see in his eyes. If he wants to improve his strength, he still has to fight the Beast God. Immediately, Li Qingshan rushed towards the location of the director of the Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau and the military commander. Zhongcheng East Gate. The army is commanded by a level 64 war god, who is now fighting against a level 65 beast god, a 6-armed demon ape. Facing the beast god who is 1 level stronger than himself. The commander-in-chief of Zhongcheng was no match at all, and because he was distracted from other things, he was almost beaten by the beast god in front of him. He was in a state of utter disarray all over and was dying. Ho ho ho! The 6-armed demon ape yelled angrily and punched out, directly sending the commander of Zhongcheng flying away and smashing a building into pieces, sending smoke and dust into the sky. Commander Zhongcheng fell to the ground, dying. There was bleeding from all the orifices, and the internal organs were severely shocked. It's over. He no longer had the strength to resist and was seriously injured. Commander Zhang Cheng pulled the communicator and said in a weak voice, "I'm sorry, colleagues, I have to take a step first." Looking at the 6-armed demon ape getting closer and closer. There was a look of despair in the eyes of Commander Zhongcheng, and the faces of the soldiers responsible for guarding this place were also pale. The third god of war in Zhongcheng is about to fall. Commander, stand up quickly. Ferocious beast, if there is an afterlife, I will still kill you. It's over, is it all over? Inside the liaison. Many people already had a hint of choking in their voices. Commander, it's a good journey, brother, follow immediately. Commander, have a good trip. Have a good trip. Good go. Soldiers, warriors, swear to defend Zhongcheng to the death. No retreat. Ho 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 ho. There was a look of excitement on the face of the 6-armed demon ape. He was about to kill a human god of war. At that time, he would be able to get a female beast god from the old beast god to raise his offspring. Cool. Bang. A 3,000-meter-long thunder hammer appeared out of thin air, releasing endless thunderstorms and lightning. The destructive aura filled the air and directly sent the 6-armed demon ape flying away. There is a burning smell all over my chest. The 6-armed demon ape, who had been arrogant just now, screamed and flew backwards. Zhongcheng, master, it's guaranteed. This moment. Li Qingshan was like a god, holding a hammer of thunder, arcs flashing all over his body, and he was in a sea of thunder. Behind you. There is even a 10,000-meter-long 5-clawed dragon standing behind him, exuding an ancient and powerful aura. The scales all over the body are blue, exuding a gleaming brilliance. Simple and heavy. Above the head, there is a big rock soaring, flapping its wings and flying high, and the aura of predators is rushing towards the sky and the ground below. That's right. The little thunder bird at the beginning, after continuously eating a large amount of high-level ferocious beasts' flesh and blood, continued to upgrade and evolve, spanning thunderbirds, thunder eagles. Dapeng. A level 50 beast king exists. You only need to level up 1 more level to complete the evolution again and become the legendary Kunpeng. Kunpeng is 10,000 meters long. Transformed into a sea beast in the sea, soaring in the sky for 9 days, like an eagle flying high, with a body length of 10,000 meters. It is also an extremely terrifying existence. Is this a dragon? This young man is so strong that even the commanders in the army are no match for the six-armed demon ape, and yet he was able to send him flying with a hammer. The 18 or 19-year-old god of war, is this the Li Qingshan that everyone is talking about in the communicator? No wonder he can kill the 63-level beast god. This explosive power is really too strong. Now even the 65-level beast god is no match for him. But it seems that Li Qingshan's strength is only level 63. Level 63 god of war, leapfrog to kill the king of beasts at level 65, such a niche term. You must know that the further these beast gods and war gods reach the later realms, the greater the gap between each level. The six-armed demon ape was attacked by a sneak attack, so it was thrown away by the thunder hammer. If it were a head-on confrontation, would Li Qingshan be his opponent? Yes, if it's a head-to-head fight, can we be our opponents? All of a sudden, in Zhong City, the warriors who were fighting ferocious beasts nearby had a look of sadness on their faces. This kid, turns out, to be so strong. The commander-in-chief of the army who fell to the ground forced himself to stand up from the ground and looked at Li Qingshan, who was bathed in the sea of thunder, his eyes full of shock and horror. 18 years old. This kid has just turned 18. What do you think you were doing when you were 18 years old? The commander-in-chief of the army felt a little embarrassed. When he was 18 years old, he was not even as good as a hair of Li Qingshan in front of him. The gap between people, it's really big enough. If I said before that Li Qingshan was the #1 genius in China, it would be a bit of a boast. But now, an 18-year-old level 63 war god. The commander-in-chief of the army can already pat his chest and guarantee that this person is the #1 genius in China. It won't work for anyone who comes. If such a genius were discovered earlier and sent to a big city with better resources for training, he would surely grow even more horribly. Beast God, are you betraying the Beast Clan? The six-armed demon ape slowly got up from the ground, looked at the five-clawed horned dragon hovering behind Li Qingshan, and glared with anger. Betray? Haha, six-armed demon ape, are you kidding me? You are all a bunch of bullshit beasts, and this one is behind me. Li Qingshan straightened his chest and raised his head, with a hint of arrogance on his face. He pointed at the five-clawed horned dragon with his thumb and said, "It's a mythical beast. You are not a species at all, how can you talk about betrayal? You are just some mundane beasts and poultry, rubbish that got a chance to gain great power. The five-clawed horned dragon behind me is a truly extraordinary beast that soars above the 9 heavens. Don't say anything else. As long as your ancestors were favored by the five-clawed horned dragon behind me, they would never be able to give birth to such rubbish heirs as you." Li Qingshan really laughed. After drinking several kilograms of fake wine, you still dared to say that your five-clawed horned dragon betrayed their ferocious beast clan. What a joke, what a joke. Are they worthy? Li Qingshan's words immediately caused an even more ferocious anger to rise on the face of the six-armed demon ape. Although the beast god can speak human words. But I don't know much about culture. There are only some special beast gods who may be interested in human culture, but they are very few. I don't know if there are any dragons, phoenixes, or unicorns in this world. I just thought that the one in front of me was a ferocious beast that I had never seen before. As for whether it was a mythical beast or not, I didn't even know. In the mind of this beast god, all ferocious beasts are divided into levels according to their strength. The stronger the strength, the more noble they are, but suddenly a person comes out and tells you, even if you are powerful, it is useless. Because the blood flowing in your blood is inferior, but the blood flowing in this person's body is the supreme blood, and you are not worthy of licking his shoes. If you are not angry, it is impossible. How dare a little human being disobey the god of war? Be punished. The six-armed demon ape roared angrily and immediately charged towards Li Qingshan. 3 minutes. Li Qingshan looked at the six-armed demon ape in front of him, said something that everyone was confused about, and clicked a countdown for himself. The Dapeng is starting to evolve, counting down to 3 minutes. The next moment, Dragon Clan Dharma, Li Qingshan roared, and the energy and blood all over his body burst out. His body grew rapidly, and with the blessing of a mysterious force, his body actually grew rapidly and became larger from 1.9 meters tall. 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, 500 meters, 1000 meters, 2000 meters, 3000 meters. That's right, In the end, Li Qingshan's physical body actually grew to 3,000 meters, like a giant, even taller than the six-armed demon ape. All over his body, ferocious muscles were revealed. It's like a dragon and a tiger looming over each other. It was like an ancient god descended, stretched out his hand, and a 3,000-meter thunder hammer quickly gathered in his mouth, exuding a terrifying thunderstorm atmosphere. The electric arc pulsed, and the destructive aura filled the surrounding area. The five-clawed horned dragon roared angrily. One person and one dragon. They all rushed towards the front, and under the thunder field, it was like a sea of thunder, extremely terrifying. It's so big. What's going on? How could a person suddenly become bigger? What's going on? I've never seen anything like this before. Record it quickly, hurry up. What a terrifying smell. This young man is a bit too mysterious. Not only can he control the dragon, but his body can also become so huge. Is this a martial skill that a warrior can possess? Appalling. For a while, the nearby warriors looked at the towering Li Qingshan, with nothing but admiration on their faces. Some warriors took pictures of the scene in front of them with shooting equipment. Even the military camp commander. Looking at Li Qingshan, who looked like a giant ancient god, he was also stunned. This guy is a human being, but also a monster. If this kind of thing is reported to the police, even those big shots would be frightened and confused if they saw it, right? However, what the military commander didn't know was that there was no need for the video of the scene in front of him. It was the previous 3-minute video of Li Qingshan, a human animal beast god. He has already controlled a Duke of Demon City for 3 minutes. The six-armed demon ape looked at the sudden growth of Li Qingshan, and his eyes were full of confusion and shock. Human warrior, can it still be like this? But at this time, Li Qingshan had already charged forward with a thunder hammer. His speed was extremely fast and his momentum was terrifying. The six-armed demon ape dare not be underestimated. Extremely cautious, all his strength exploded. Even though he was 2 levels higher than the human god of war in front of him, he still decided to deal with it carefully. Don't know why, the human god of war in front of him brought him a heavy sense of oppression. It must be dealt with carefully. Whoosh! Li Qingshan's thunder hammer was the first to swing over, with extraordinary momentum. The flashing arc of electricity in the air danced. Some nearby ferocious beasts were directly blown to pieces by the arc and turned into ashes. When gods fight, ants suffer. The ferocious beasts and human warriors all around retreated towards the distance for fear of being affected. The six-armed demon ape knew that Li Qingshan's thunder hammer was not easy to mess with. Until now, the position of his chest, and the smell of burnt and rotten meat left behind by the thunderstorm, caused considerable trauma to the internal organs in his body. The current Li Qingshan will only become more terrifying. So, you must not directly receive Li Qingshan's attack, you must dodge it as soon as possible. Looking at Li Qingshan's thunder hammer, the six-armed demon ape twisted his body, and the thunder hammer missed his body and fell into the air. There was a ferocious look on the beast's face. Boy, you are too immature. Seeing this, the six-armed demon ape seized the opportunity and gap and punched Li Qingshan's ribs, neck, and head hard. This terrifying beast, it looks like an explosive ape, but it has 6 extremely long arms. Its body is flexible and its explosive power is amazing. Punch out. Like a meteor falling, it is a ferocious beast at the level of a beast god after all, and its combat power cannot be underestimated. Bang bang bang. 3 dull sounds sounded one after another, and Li Qingshan was not able to dodge even once. Fortunately, his body was blocked by the thunder dragon armor. His head was beaten so hard that he was stunned for a while. A large number of gold stars appeared before my eyes. But the power of thunder in his body flowed upstream along the fist of the six-armed demon ape, and only a series of crackling explosions could be heard. The six-armed demon ape's 3 fists were directly destroyed by the thunderstorm, and a sharp pain hit him, as if needles were pricking all the muscles in his body. Li Qingshan staggered and took 3 steps back. The six-armed demon ape screamed, and took 7 or 8 steps back. The 3 arms that had just killed Li Qingshan were trembling slightly, and a pair of beast eyes were full of fear. What is going on? It was obviously his own fist that hit the human god of war, so why was he the one injured in the end? Staring at the thunderstorms and electric currents on Li Qingshan's armor, the six-armed demon ape's eyes were full of fear, and fear had already arisen in his heart. Slap you. There is no way to fight at all. No matter how you attack, your fists or feet will fall on this human god of war. Once it falls on top, he must have suffered severe trauma. Even now, his 3 arms are still weak, numb, and trembling. Even the muscles all over the body were affected. Internal organs were also damaged. It takes some time to adjust. As for the warriors and ferocious beasts around them, they looked confused. They really didn't understand why the 6-armed demon ape attacked Li Qingshan. Does it feel like the 6-armed demon ape was more seriously injured? What's going on? The Thunder Dragon armor is truly terrifying. Not only can it defend, the thunder above also has anti-armor effect. Haha, little monkey, is that all? Li Qingshan raised a hint of disdain at the corner of his mouth and stared at the 6-armed demon ape in front of him with a cruel smile. Level 65. 5,000 trillion. This is 5,000 trillions of energy and blood, and we must not let it escape. Not good. Upon discovering Li Qingshan's greedy eyes, the 6-armed demon ape showed a hint of ominous premonition and hurriedly ran away into the distance. Crazy escape. The aura of fear enveloped the body of the 6-armed demon ape. 3 arms drooped. Already a little panicked, his eyes were full of panic and fear. What happened? Why did this level 65 beast god escape? Didn't the 65 level beast god have the upper hand in the battle just now? Why are you running away now? Didn't you notice? Although Li Qingshan was hammered, the 6-armed demon ape was more seriously injured. It should be because of the armor on his body. It really doesn't make him famous. The talent is too terrifying, and the upgrade is too fast. There is no time to polish the basic martial arts. If other gods of war, the 6-armed demon ape just attacked, they can completely avoid it. No need to hide. Why hide? Ah, that's true. Everyone else is a player who earns gold, but here comes a player who earns money. Suppress and kill. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, the 5-clawed horned dragon was killing him behind him. It was soaring in the clouds and mists. How could the 6-armed demon ape escape? He was quickly pursued. The 6-armed demonic ape bared its teeth and waved its terrifying fists at the 5-clawed dragon that was swooping down. Bang bang bang. All 6 fists hit the claws of the 5-clawed dragon, like falling meteorites, with terrifying momentum and insufficient power. It can easily smash a skyscraper to pieces. It can also smash a huge gap in the city wall of Zhongcheng, and punch the commander of Zhongcheng away. At this moment, the claws of the 5-clawed horned dragon hit it, but they were as motionless as a copper wall. The powerful dragon claws suddenly clicked. Crack. A crisp sound sounded, and the 6-armed demon ape's 6 fists were directly broken by the dragon's claws. At the same time, the terrifying thunder power poured into the 6-armed demon ape's body. Zzzz. Everyone saw a sea of thunder appearing in front of them. The 6-armed demon ape's body was gradually bathed in the sea of thunder, and a rich smell of barbecue meat floated around. The warriors around could not help but take a deep breath. It is indeed the beast god's barbecue. It smells so good. The body of the 6-armed demon ape fell heavily to the ground. In front of the 5-clawed horned dragon, it could not even hold on for a round. Next, the 5-clawed horned dragon began to eat big mouthfuls, and a large amount of energy and blood continued to pour into the body. No way. This 6-armed demon ape's bloodline was too inferior, so he encountered a 5-clawed horned dragon with such terrifying bloodline. A level 10 little white rabbit beast will never be a match for a level 10 mad lion beast. A dragon, a 6-armed demon ape. There is only 2 levels of difference between them, which is not a huge difference. In addition, this dragon has terrifying thunder attributes all over its body, so it is normal for the 6-armed demon ape to be invincible. Swallow a level 65 beast god. The main body will gain chi and blood points plus 5,000 trillion, and the clone will gain chi and blood points plus 5,000 trillion. The 6-armed demon ape was completely devoured. Turn into chi and blood. Being plundered by my 5-clawed horned dragon, it is a pity that it only has 5,000 trillions of energy and blood. If I want to break through from level 63 to level 64, I will need 8,000 trillions. That is to say, still short of 3 gigabit. There was a balance of 500 trillion before, so there is still 2,500 trillion left. Just kill another level 65 beast god. The 6-armed demon ape was suppressed and killed. The warriors nearby became excited instantly, with excitement on everyone's face. Finally, someone stepped forward. The building will collapse. Commander Zhongcheng's stretched body also showed excitement. Don't just celebrate being rescued. More importantly, the commander-in-chief of Zhongcheng saw the hope of Zhongcheng. Zhongcheng, there is help. The clone Dapeng successfully evolved into Kunpeng, but because there was a horned dragon in front, it did not gain the innate ability. Just then, a loud sound came from the sky, and the Dapeng just completed its evolution and turned into a huge Kunpeng. Open your wings. It has a wingspan of 8,000 meters, its hair is blue, and the feathers are flashing with thunder and arcs, which contains terrifying power. Every feather is like an alloy. Kunpeng. Done. Kunpeng has two forms, one is similar to an eagle, and the other is similar to a sea beast. Within the sea is the image of a sea beast. After leaving the sea, it is in the image of an eagle, but it is more majestic and terrifying than the eagle. Even the legendary golden-winged Dapeng clan cannot stand in front of the Kunpeng clan. Kunpeng now. It is the image of an eagle, flapping its wings and flying high, full of predatory atmosphere. Extremely ferocious. Such a strong aura. Is this also Li Qingshan's beast control? It seems that the bloodline has successfully evolved. It's scary. It's too scary. The #1 genius in China is indeed blessed with luck. Even the beasts around him can continue to evolve. 5-clawed Ceratops, next game. Kunpeng, free to hunt. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, he immediately rushed towards the position of the director of the Zhongcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau. There are also 2 ferocious beasts at the level of beast gods. Now, in front of a city gate in Zhongcheng, the director of Zhongcheng's Ferocious Beast Management Bureau was beaten to such a miserable state that he was in danger of dying. There was even more despair in his eyes. The warriors below. They all tried their best and regarded death as home, and no one had any hope of living anymore. Kill all these ferocious beasts. This is the obsession in every warrior's heart. Puff, the director of the Fierce Beast Management Bureau, who was in the middle of the battle, spat out a mouthful of old blood, and was seriously injured in his body. He looked at the 2 beast gods in front of him and closed his eyes. That's almost it. I have tried my best. In front of the director of the beast administrator, there is a 6-armed demon ape and a golden-eyed snake king. That's right. The 2 ferocious beasts are both ferocious beasts at the level of beast gods. There are 2 6-armed demon apes in the ferocious beast team, one of which was fighting against the commander of Zhongcheng just now. These 2 are dealing with the director of Zhongcheng's beast management. It's just these 2 beast gods. They are all existences at level 64, which is slightly 1 level lower than the 6-armed demon ape just now. So, when Li Qingshan appeared here, there was almost an instant kill. Bang! Zizzizi! 2 explosions rang out, and the 2 beast gods of the ferocious beast clan were knocked unconscious. Especially the golden-eyed snake king. Being entangled by the 5-clawed horned dragon, thunder flashed all over his body, and his flesh and blood gave off a burnt smell, and was directly swallowed by the 5-clawed horned dragon. There is no way to fight back. Another 6-armed demon ape was severely beaten by Li Qingshan's thunder hammer, and its hair was scorched and it was already dying. Successful sneak attack. It was Thunder's devastating power attack again, with no power to fight back at all. Swallowing the 64th level beast god golden-eyed snake king, the main body will gain 1300 trillion chi in blood, and the clone will gain 1300 trillion chi in blood. Swallowing the 6-armed demon ape of the 64th level beast god, the main body will gain 1300 trillion chi in blood, and the clone will gain 1300 trillion chi in blood. Consumption of 8,000 trillion chi in blood, the main body is upgraded to level 64, and the clone is upgraded to level 64. This moment, Li Qingshan can feel that the energy and blood in his body are more abundant, like a large volcano about to erupt, which can erupt with unparalleled terrifying power at any time. Quiet. At this moment, on the battlefield where the director of the Fierce Beast Management Bureau was, the warriors below were silent and silent. Everyone's faces were filled with shock and disbelief. The beast god has fallen. Other ferocious beasts retreated one after another, including the position of the commander of the army. Hey, director, stop closing your eyes and deal with the rest of the matter quickly. I'm going to hunt other ferocious beasts. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, he took the 5-clawed horned dragon and left here. The director looked confused. looking at the two beast gods that suddenly disappeared, and the dragon that suddenly appeared. And Li Qingshan. A look of confusion flashed across his face. What happened? It wasn't until the warrior next to him explained it that he finally understood what had just happened. Jaw dropping, he shook his head vigorously and couldn't believe it until the voice of Commander Zhongcheng came from the communicator. And what happened in Zhongcheng? Only then can I believe what just happened. Everything Li Qingshan did in Zhongcheng spread quickly throughout Zhongcheng. After all, everyone had a communicator. They can all communicate with each other about what happened. Within Zhongcheng, the three-headed beast god fell. Li Qingshan, the #1 genius in China, is still hunting the ferocious beasts in Zhongcheng. Crazy hunting, crazy devouring. The ferocious beasts retreated one after another. Zhongcheng barely managed to hold on for a while. The ferocious beasts in Zhongcheng receded like a tide, but quickly gathered at the main entrance of Zhongcheng. Li Qingshan saw that there were no ferocious beasts to hunt in Zhong City and all gathered at the east gate, so he hurriedly brought Long and Kunpeng to the east gate. On the east gate wall, the director of the Beast Management Bureau and the commander of Zhongcheng, two brothers in distress, were supporting each other, but both had been severely injured. After seeing Li Qingshan coming, I was a little confused for a while and didn't know what to call it. Classmate Li, it doesn't seem appropriate. Team member Li, it's not quite appropriate either. There were hundreds of thousands of warriors left in Zhongcheng, and they all looked towards the director and commander-in-chief. Director, commander, why are these ferocious beasts gathered here, waiting for me to kill them? Li Qingshan said with excitement on his face. Good gathering. Save yourself the trouble of running around and killing. Li Tianzhao, I'm afraid the rest of Zhongcheng will depend on you. The director and the commander-in-chief looked at each other and spoke with sincerity. Genius. Good guy, I've been called Tianzhao. At this time, the speakers and videos throughout Zhongcheng began to play a picture and sound channel. Notify. Zhongcheng notice. Zhongcheng Tianzhao, Li Qingshan. Successfully hunted 3 beast gods in Zhongcheng and temporarily repelled the tide of ferocious beasts. Please remember this name, Tianzhao, Li Qingshan. Ho 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 ho. At this moment, a low roar sounded from the group of ferocious beasts under the city wall. Distance. 30 beast gods have arrived. The murderous intent was overwhelming and madly swept towards Zhongcheng. A real battle of life and death. 30 beast gods have arrived. They all lined up in a queue, including some with eagle heads and bodies, some with sphinxes, and even terrifying rhinoceroses covered in white, with thick armor, and exuding a wild aura. The blurry figure in the distance gradually became clear. Same. The terrifying momentum also swept towards Zhongcheng, terrifying and frightening. These beast gods do not need to actively release their aura at all, but the aura they exude from time to time, the aura of 30 beast gods together, is already invincible. Ah, ho 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 ho. As 30 beast gods descended and appeared, the ferocious beasts around them howled one after another, their faces full of excitement. Just now, the 3 beast gods failed to capture Zhongcheng. But now, 30 beast gods came directly. The little river city must be easily captured, and these humans will also pay a corresponding price for their arrogance just now. Ho ho ho. 30 beast gods looked up to the sky and roared, and the terrifying auras gathered together, like a storm of evil energy, sweeping towards the towering walls of Zhongcheng, flying sand and rocks, and the ground shook. The originally sunny sky turned gloomy in an instant. Original. Because of Li Qingshan's strong appearance, he repelled a wave of beasts and regained some confidence among the Zhongcheng warriors. Because of this terrifying roar, the confidence that was finally gathered collapsed in an instant, and his face was gloomy and frightened. So many beast gods really think highly of our Zhongcheng. There are 30 beast gods, and the strongest one has reached level 67. What a slap in the face. As Zhongcheng's destruction doomed, even China's #1 genius is no match for so many beast gods. If there are 5 or 6 of them, with the help of Li Qingshan and Commander He, there is no chance of dealing with them, but 30. Hey, wife, I have to take the first step. If a vicious beast enters the city and cannot survive, there is a pill in a box on the bedside table. Just take it with your son. Mom, my son can no longer fulfill his filial piety to you. The people need me, so I have to take the first step. Dad, your son will not be a deserter. You will have a son who makes you glorious and proud. There was a hint of despair in the eyes of each soldier, and he subconsciously dialed the number of his most important person and said his final farewell. 30 beast gods attacked the city. Zhang Cheng couldn't bear it, even if he brought all the Chengxi war gods next door to help. Li Qingshan, China's #1 genius. The strength and talent are indeed terrifying. One person can fight 2 beast gods of the same level, or even 3 beast gods of the same level. No one is surprised. But 30 beast gods. It's simply not possible. Li Qingshan, once the war starts later, the director and I will immediately attract the attention of these beast gods. You can take advantage of the chaos and escape quickly. Zhangcheng will definitely fall today. But you can't die here. You have to live and wait until you become stronger in the future and then come back to avenge us. Commander Zhangcheng looked at Li Qingshan expectantly and said, keep the green hills here, and you won't have to worry about running out of firewood. If you die, no one will avenge Zhangcheng. Single quote. Understand. The director of Zhangcheng Ferocious Beast Management Bureau also looked at Li Qingshan solemnly and said. This moment, not only the director and the commander-in-chief, everyone hoped that Li Qingshan would escape directly later instead of staying and fighting these ferocious beasts. Bang bang bang. Just when everyone was heartbroken and despairing, a sound of ground shaking suddenly sounded in the distance. Within the team of ferocious beasts, quickly making way for a passage, all the warriors looked towards the group of ferocious beasts like a tidal wave. Ahead, the 4 green bull beast gods with strong bodies and ferocious muscles are several thousand meters tall, and their huge bodies are like a small mountain. Full of infinite power and explosive power. Aggressive. One look and you can tell it's not someone to be trifled with. 4 sticks fell on the shoulders of the 4 green bull beast gods, and a giant pavilion was built above it. Inside the pavilion was an amethyst dragon and lion. The scales all over the body are like purple gems. Brilliant and dazzling. It contains terrifying defensive power and is indestructible. Like a small mountain, just sitting lazily in the pavilion, his whole body exuded the infinite domineering aura of a king. This one. He should be the initiator of this beast tide, and he is also a ferocious beast at the level of a beast god. The most powerful and powerful beast in the field. Level 69 Ferocious Beast. Amethyst Dragon and Lion. There is only one small step left to break away from the ranks of beast gods and become an even more terrifying existence. Behind the 4 green bull beast gods, there are also a group of female lion beast gods. There are various kinds of lion beast gods, there are 5 in total. These female lion beast gods. It should be the harem of this amethyst dragon and lion, with shiny fur all over its body. 30 beast gods. No, there are now 40 beast gods, and there is even a ceiling level beast god among them. Level 69. When the amethyst dragon and lion appeared in front of Zhangcheng warriors, there was already a somewhat desperate atmosphere, but now it was even more desperate. Well, pretty sure, Zhangcheng is gone. The aura of terror shrouded the entire Zhangcheng, and the god of death had appeared beside everyone, ready to harvest lives and leave at any time. Dark clouds are threatening to destroy the city. The 4 green bull beast gods stopped, their huge eyes staring at the humans in Zhangcheng, waiting for their master's words. Who killed my beloved concubine? The amethyst dragon and lion were still entrenched in the pavilion, but a pair of fierce eyes, containing the majesty of the king of beasts, glanced at the many warriors on the city wall. My heart palpitated. A sense of panic continued to permeate everyone's heart. At the same time, a thought arises. This beast god is so powerful that he cannot be disobeyed. Invincible. Even the director of Zhangcheng's Ferocious Beast Management Bureau and the commander-in-chief of Zhangcheng were a little frightened. Don't know why. It was hard to feel the slightest resistance in my heart. Just like a commoner, when he meets the 9-5 Supreme Being, he is in awe and has no desire to kill. I killed him. The next moment, Li Qingshan stood on the dragon's head, slowly stepped forward, and said with confidence, "Your beloved concubine has been eaten up and wiped clean by the giant dragon under me." Amethyst Dragon Lion, the name of your beast god is quite interesting. There is actually a dragon in it. Is it possible that our ancestors were also favored by my dragon clan, so they gave birth to a ferocious hybrid like you? A hybrid beast. As soon as he finished speaking, the amethyst dragon and lion suddenly stood up from the pavilion and roared towards Li Qingshan, the sound soaring into the sky and deafening. The face of a mighty lion beast was so ferocious that it wanted to immediately stuff Li Qingshan into his mouth and chew it to pieces. He gritted his teeth and said in a low voice, "Human god of war, you are playing with fire. How dare you disobey this beast god? The crime deserves to be punished. Start, massacre the city. Massacre." As soon as the words fell, the ferocious beasts and beast gods under his command surged towards Zhongcheng, like a tide, carrying a terrifying aura. The ground shook. The underground city defense cannon automatically turned on, spewing out its final fury, blasting the ferocious beasts in front into pieces of flesh and blood, spreading all over the ground. Warriors on the city wall. Regard death as home. Everyone's death anniversary is today. Today. This is the day of glory for Zhongcheng soldiers and warriors, and I will sacrifice myself here. The long alloy knife in his hand exuded an icy cold light. But no one backed down. Throughout the endless ages, which era of soldiers has been like this? Be loyal to China and die for the people. The alloy long knife has been unsheathed. Today, let's kill for the last pleasure. Walk. After Li Qingshan finished speaking, the five-clawed horned dragon beneath him roared, soared into the clouds and flew towards the distance, intending to abandon Zhongcheng directly. Hoo-hoo, this kid finally got the idea and walked away. Seeing Li Qingshan leave, Commander Zhongcheng took a long breath, and the big stone hanging in his heart finally fell to the ground. Brothers, we people are lucky. At least after we die, there will be people who will avenge us. The director of the Ferocious Beast Management Bureau also breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing Li Qingshan, the first genius of China, leave. Many soldiers and warriors are not angry, but relaxed and relieved. This is the fire of Zhongcheng. It will replace Zhongcheng and illuminate the Chinese civilization and people with a bright flame. At the same time, he will also avenge the warriors who died in Zhongcheng today. So, they were more pleased. Hunt that ant for me. After the amethyst dragon lion finished speaking, among the 30 beast gods, 5 bird beast gods flapped their wings and flew high, chasing after Li Qingshan's escape. The 5-clawed ceratopsian was very fast. Soon they were out of the scope of Zhongcheng, and large-scale fighting had begun on the walls of Zhongcheng, with every soldier and warrior fighting bloody battles. But the strange thing is, these ferocious beasts only fought with the soldiers and warriors on the city wall, but they did not allow the ferocious beasts under their command to invade the city and hunt too many ordinary people, which was a bit surprising. Behind, the 5 beast gods are quickly chasing him. The Green Frost Eagle Lord, the Mo-Feng Eagle Lord, the Wind Shadow Crane God, the Two-Winged Leopard God, and the Fire Luan Beast God. Each one flaps its wings and flies high, carrying a fierce and evil aura. Is that just what we call a dragon in the human world? The demonic Wind Eagle Master vibrates its wings that are like alloys, and the eagle's claws emit a metallic luster, which is enough to easily pierce through any defense. Extremely ferocious. This appearance is the same as the dragon I saw in the human computer. In the human mind, the dragon is their totem and symbol. Today, let the 5 of us brothers kill this dragon. Fire Luan Beast Divine Way. Jia Jia Jia, slay the dragon. I like. Everyone, hurry up and don't let this little dragon get away. With such a big body, there must be enough flesh and blood for us to eat for a long time. Feng Yinghe Shen's voice fell, he fluttered his wings and flew away. He immediately distanced himself from the beast gods behind him and killed Li Qingshan in front of him at an extremely fast speed. It is a level 64 beast god. What a bullshit totem symbol, it's just a coward. Bai Chong has such a big body, but he doesn't even have the courage to fight. He is really a loser. However, that ferocious bird seems to be a female, beast king level, not bad, let this beast god enjoy it later. The Fire Luan beast god looked at Kunpeng on the side of the 5-clawed horned dragon, excitement flashed across his bird's face. Hey, Huluan beast god, after you finish playing, can you let your brother play too? Behind, Lord Qingshuang Eagle gave a bad laugh and looked expectantly at the Fire Luan Beast Divine Way. Jia, it's all trivial. The Huluan Beast God, which flapped its wings for thousands of meters, nodded and became more and more excited. Is it almost done? Li Qingshan saw that this place was already some distance away from Zhongcheng, so he could take action. Whoosh, the words fell. The 5-clawed horned dragon could no longer contain the anger in his heart. This little ferocious bird dared to disobey his divine dragon. He really deserved to die. Turn your body. He suddenly attacked the nearest plum crane god. His powerful dragon claws broke through the void, and unleashed an absolute attack, which was extremely terrifying. Death struggle. Look at this beast god suppressing you. Feng Yinghei's mythical voice fell, and his body instantly left an afterimage on the spot. When it reappeared, it was already on the side of the five-clawed horned dragon's body. The claws, which were like alloys, slammed down on the five-clawed ceratopsian. There was a hint of excitement in his eyes. Slay the dragon. Right now. Boom, boom, boom. The next moment, there was a sound of metal friction. The scales on the five-clawed horned dragon were so hard that it was difficult for the wind shadow crane god's claws to penetrate, leaving only white marks and shallow ravines on the top of the dragon's scales. When Feng Yinghei Shen saw this, his pupils suddenly shrank, and a look of shock flashed across his face. Claws that I am proud of. How is it possible that you can't break through the defense of the dragon in front of you? This time, the five-clawed horned dragon had already taken advantage of the Fengyin crane god's confusion. The dragon's claws reached over quietly, and instantly grabbed the Fengyin crane god's neck. With a forceful squeeze, blood spurted out, and it shot hard into the dragon's mouth. Stuffed it hard. Now, the two-winged leopard god rushed over second, trying to stop the five-clawed horned dragon from devouring the wind shadow crane god. But never thought about it. Li Qingshan held a 3,000-meter thunderhammer, and his body immediately moved the dragon clan's dharma, turning into a body several thousand meters high, and hit it hard with one hammer. Bang! The thunder hammer and the claws of the twin-winged leopard god collided with each other, causing a dull explosion. The terrifying aftermath swept around, and the thunder swept up in an instant, wrapping around the body of the twin-winged leopard god. The 64th level beast god, the two-winged leopard god, screamed. His whole body was scorched by lightning, and he flew backwards, hitting a small mountain behind him hard. Earth and rocks flew away, and the ground cracked. Horrifying. Even after falling on the ground and breaking away from Li Qingshan's thunder hammer, his whole body was still twitching, and arcs of electricity were pulsing across his scorched body. The other side. The five-clawed horned dragon had already devoured the wind shadow crane god. Swallowing a level 64 beast god, the main body will gain 2,700 trillion qi in blood, and the clone will gain 2,700 trillion qi in blood. Ho ho! After killing the two beast gods, the five-clawed ceratops and Li Qingshan looked at each other and continued to kill the other three beast gods. The other three beast gods, except the demonic Wind Eagle Lord, are level 64 beast gods. Lord Qingshuang Eagle is the 66th level beast god. Huluan beast god is a level 67 beast god. One person, one dragon and three beast gods collided with each other and fought together. Li Qingshan fights against the level 66 Qingshuang Eagle Lord. The five-clawed horned dragon fights against the level 64 demon Wind Eagle Lord and the level 67 Fire Luan beast god. The battle is about to break out. Fighting stopped abruptly. Li Qingshan's thunder hammer surged and easily killed the Blue Frost Eagle Lord. He hardly suffered much damage and easily captured it. The five-clawed horned dragon also killed the other two beast gods and began to devour. Swallowing a level 64 ferocious beast, the main body will gain 2,700 trillion qi in blood, and the clone will gain 2,700 trillion qi in blood. Swallow a level 66 ferocious beast, the main body will gain 10,000 trillion qi in blood, and the clone will gain 10,000 qi in blood. Swallowing a level 67 ferocious beast, the main body will gain 20,000 trillion qi in blood, and the clone will gain 20,000 qi in blood. After easily killing the five beast gods, Li Qingshan received 38,000 trillions of energy and blood. He only needed 16,000 trillions of energy and blood to advance to the next level. Consumption of 16,000 trillion energy and blood, the main body is upgraded to level 65, and the clone is upgraded to level 65 beast god. Zhongcheng. On the city wall, a large number of warriors died in battle, and the director of the Beast Management Bureau died, falling in a pool of blood. Only a cold body was left. The commander-in-chief of the army knelt on one knee, trying not to lie down. His body was trembling slightly due to severe trauma and pain. The rest of the warriors, they all suffered heavy casualties, and it was difficult to get up after falling to the ground. 35 beast gods looked up to the sky and roared. Countless ferocious beasts roared. The people in Zhongcheng behind him were trembling and did not dare to look directly in the direction of the ferocious beast. If you want to kill or behead, let's start quickly. The military commander gritted his teeth and said. Humans, how about this beast god giving you a way to survive? The amethyst dragon lion looked at the commander of Zhongcheng in front of him, whose body was as huge as a hill, and said condescendingly. A way out. What way to survive? Commander Zhongcheng frowned and asked. This beast god can leave Zhongcheng alone and allow Zhongcheng to continue to exist under your management, but it needs to provide enough human blood food for my ferocious beast clan every year. How about that? Amethyst Dragon Lion stared at the Zhongcheng commander in front of him and said. Annual provision of human blood food. Are you trying to raise the people of Zhongcheng like pigs? Do you deserve it, you fools? Snort. Just then. An angry scolding suddenly sounded in the distance, and Li Qingshan, who had just left, was seen returning again. As for the birds he was chasing, they had long since disappeared. He must have been killed. The 5-clawed horned dragon took the opportunity and grabbed a 65-level beast god. It flew directly into the sky on the clouds and mist. It tore with its sharp claws and the terrifying thunder power poured in. It began to tear the flesh and blood with the other 2 dragon claws and threw it into its mouth to devour it. Li Qingshan returned. For a moment, the warriors in Zhongcheng were shocked. What was surprising was that Li Qingshan actually defeated those 5 beast gods. It was Li Qingshan who was shocked. How dare you come back? Ho 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 ho. The amethyst dragon lion roared angrily, and blood spurted out from all over its body. It immediately flew through the air and killed the 5-clawed horned dragon in the air. The beast god can control the air. It's just that the speed of flying in the air is not as fast as that of birds, and it is not even as fast as running on the ground, and it consumes a lot of energy and blood. Therefore, air control is generally not performed. But now, the 5-clawed horned dragon is in the air, so it can only fight with the 5-clawed horned dragon in the air. A body like a mountain of amethyst dragon and lion. It exudes unparalleled terrifying power and sweeps away in all directions. This is the pinnacle of a true beast god. Just one step away. Then you can enter a more terrifying realm. He is also the controller of all the ferocious beasts in front of him and the king of the land. Roared. The world shook, ghosts cried, wolves howled, and lions roared. The warriors on the city wall covered their ears one after another, and the sound made their faces show pain and ferocity. Dragon Clan Dharma. Thunder Dragon Armor. Field of Thunder. Thunder Punishment. 3,000 Diseases of Thunder Shadow. Thunder Hammer. At this moment, Li Qingshan turned on all his firepower and looked at the amethyst dragon lion that was killing the 5-clawed horned dragon in the air. He swung his thunder hammer and smashed it, and angrily said, Mixed blood lion, your opponent it's me. The words fell. Li Qingshan's thunder hammer has hit the amethyst dragon lion hard. Amethyst dragon and lion. The 69th level beast god is already at the pinnacle of the beast god. The terrifying energy and blood and the amethyst-like armor on his body make him confident, can easily withstand any attack. Looking at Li Qingshan's thunder hammer, there was a hint of disdain in his eyes. Level 65 God of War. Rubbish. Dismissive. With a roar, he swung his claws towards the thunder hammer with murderous intent. This human god of war suppressed and killed 5 of his subordinates. Today, must die here. Bang. Colliding with each other, thunderstorms raged, and the terrifying thunder penetrated directly into the body of the amethyst dragon and lion through the blood and armor. A stabbing pain swept through him, and his muscles all over his body twitched. Even this amethyst dragon and lion. He couldn't help but scream, with a look of horror on his face. Something is not quite right. The body hurriedly backed up. The previous disdain had been wiped away, leaving only shock. Why is this human being so strong? Level 65 God of War. How is it possible? Amethyst Dragon Lion was stunned. It was completely unimaginable that he was 4 levels different from himself, but his combat power was so powerful. As for the 5-clawed Ceratopsian, he directly grabbed a beast god and was tearing flesh and blood, regardless of whether he was still alive or not. The body is constantly in the clouds and fog. Some of the attacks from the beast gods landed on the scales of the 5-clawed horned dragon. The 5-clawed horned dragon didn't even look at it. The hard scales could withstand a lot of damage. The attacks of these beast gods. It is simply difficult to cause damage to the pentaclawed ceratops. The difference between mythical beasts and vicious beasts stands out immediately. Devouring like crazy, fighting like crazy. You guys are such rubbish. If I had known this, I would have you rubbish just now. Li Qingshan saw that the amethyst dragon and lion were nothing more than this. He couldn't help but laugh and said, "Mongrel lion, will you die under my hammer?" Ha ha, help, help. A thorn crocodile god screamed in pain and kept struggling, but the dragon claws clung to his body, unable to move. The other beast gods couldn't do anything to the five-clawed horned dragon. An atmosphere of fear, instantly shrouded in countless ferocious beasts. His own Kunpeng was also hunting other beast kings. Swallow a level 65 beast god. The main body will gain chi and blood plus 5,000 trillion, and the clone will gain chi and blood plus 5,000 trillion. Swallow a level 66 beast god. The main body will gain chi and blood plus 10,000 trillion, and the clone will gain chi and blood plus 10,000 trillion. Swallow a level 67 ferocious beast. The main body will gain chi and blood plus 20,000 trillion, and the clone will gain chi and blood plus 20,000 trillion. Consumption of 32,000 trillion energy and blood. The body is upgraded to a level 66 god of war, and the clone is upgraded to a level 66 beast god. Consumption of 64,000 trillion energy and blood. The main body is upgraded to level 67 god of war, and the clone is upgraded to level 67 beast god. Zhongcheng. All the warriors looked at the battle in front of them and were frightened to death. Isn't Li Qingshan a little too fierce? One person and one dragon. Directly kill 40 beast gods. The five-clawed horned dragon was still a little injured at first, but it continued to grow in the battle, and now it has become a level 67 beast god. Ho 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 ho. With a roar, a dragon claw trampled the amethyst dragon and lion on the ground, as if there was a trace of disdain in the eyes of the ancient dragon that had gone through a long period of time. Ha ha, what a bullshit beast god. They are all a bunch of trash. Zhongcheng. Master, keep it. Li Qingshan snorted coldly and ordered, swallow the beast god. Swallowing a level 69 beast god, the main body will gain chi and blood plus 80,000 trillion, and the clone will gain chi and blood plus 80,000 trillion. The genius of mankind. Today, you are going to die. Just when the five-clawed horned dragon swallowed the amethyst dragon and lion, a terrifying sound came from the distance. The originally clear sky fell into darkness, and a figure that blocked the sky and the sun slowly appeared in front of Li Qingshan and others. Coming. An existence above the beast god. The heaven of ferocious beasts. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.